Good day and welcome to Tales of Aether, where on previous sessions our still unnamed group of adventurers has got themselves into a little bit of pickle. And they have dismounted at the local vampire island Nachtschafin skyport in an attempt to prevent a terrible event happening at possibly Dock 4, possibly Dock 14, obviously Dock 4 because it's right next to their ship. No, it was random, but yeah. You have quickly moved to your ship from where you got a bit of an overlook on a large trading cruiser standing docked next to your ship, and sent some of your group members disguised as cats, magic, into their ship. You figured out that they were getting some goods received, that it was some kind of like arcanotech or like power sources for arcanotech. And after Lance got into the ship to get a teleportation destination, he heard the leader of this group, a rather handsome, shiny man, still unknown to you, mention a great day for the children of the sun and a terrible day for the vampire kind, at which point they figured out that, right, we can't really afford to wait until they finish doing whatever they're doing. And still being unsure of Rick's loyalties, you decided, well, actually didn't make a decision because you were arguing amongst yourselves, but Rick did arrive, got shot at. That's when you moved, teleported into the cargo hold, and combat has begun. You understood very quickly that these individuals are trying to reactivate whatever arcana mechanical thing was in a large container in the middle of the ship. You try to prevent that by destroying the power cells and killing or knocking unconscious their carriers. However, their leader, this shiny man by the name of Miltadis, haha, a coincidence, has proven to be quite a fearsome warrior, almost killing Robert and Miles and Dalu all by himself. Or was it Lance? Did he kill you? Did he hit you? Did he punch you?
He did not touch me.
Lovely.
No touching.
Nevertheless, you have managed to knock him unconscious with a powerful strike of Miles' magic sword, but not before the last of the cell carriers has input it into whatever the thing there was, and tearing from the container came a giant golem that said, no sound. Interesting. Well, he said a thing.
No, good.
Is it my internet or is it my Roll20? And evoke.
The Titan wakes.
Lovely, now it says that. Wonderful, what a timing. Anyway, this giant magical golem has awoken, and you said, oh fuck, and we're thinking what to do. So that's where we pick off, and assuming you can all hear me and I am not being too much of a robot. Did anybody hear anything I said, actually?
Yeah,
yes,
we hear you.
We actually heard.
Did he start
we also heard the Titan wakes at the correct time, and you heard it probably at a laggier time.
Because I'm just curious if
you don't robo, you just sound somewhat laggy sometimes.
Well, let's see if I need to go and start shouting at my family for stealing my internet again. But we're good for now. Anyway, so as that golem has gotten up, you, like, before you even get to like react or take a defensive position, because aside from me there isn't really many other enemies remaining. You've knocked out most of them, and their leader, most importantly, is unconscious. But before you are hit by this golem or have time to defend itself, you hear it say in the same metallic voice that I didn't bother recording one more time because it takes too much time. Impurities detected. moving to neutralize. As it turns away from you, towards the cargo hatch, moves, according to this map, past Miles, kind of like has to roll between its legs, and kind of tears open a little bit the cargo bay because it's a bit too tall to get out of it, and exits the ship. Those of you who can peer into that cargo hatch immediately, which is frankly just Miles, but the rest of you, if you want to just kind of like follow the path of destruction, watch as it directs its gaze towards the bunch of thin ghouls which are finishing off the red armors outside. Its eyes light up, and a bright blue beam shines from them, washing over the ghouls, which just go and disintegrate into dust. After which the golem straightens up once again, looks around, says some lines of seeking out further impurities, and begins moving away.
Fuck.
Well, I think that's not our problem anymore, is it?
It's my family's problem.
I mean, out of character, how much time did you just did it just pass for that creature? Because
30 seconds.
Yeah, we're still here with the.
we could have done things.
Well, let's say, because really at this point they don't matter, and also I kind of forgot to roll enough morale checks last week, but they are defeated. Their leader is unconscious. Let's say at this point their morale is 0. They have achieved their goal. They find no more reasons to continue fighting, especially as at about this point from the other cargo hatch, Rickrick and whatever surviving officers of his rush into the cargo bay. You can like see some scorch marks on his also like combat field uniform. He's out of breath. They're all clutching like police issue ray-wans. And he kind of like looks at you. You look at him. By the way, Miles, if you wanted to, you can like grab that word from Miltadis by now. Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the unconscious leader of them and just put him on my shoulder.
Actually, I want to see if there's some kind of controlling mechanism for that thing that just went.
Take off his armor.
I try to do that.
I was just gonna run over if they're defeated. I wanted to like grab like this guy here, the one with the bow, before they start to run away, and kind of start walking up with my rifle up and ask the same thing: is there a controlling mechanism? And start kind of trying to interrogate from like 5 feet away with a gun pointed.
At this point, the unnamed police officers are basically doing the same thing. They're apprehending the survivors, checking the corpses for like again alive, dead, and if they're unconscious, they're like binding them up as well as spreading throughout the ship and going for that. But the female soldier that you like holding at gunpoint, kind of like you hear a chuckle under her helmet, and she goes, "There is no stopping the Titan anymore. Your masters will burn, and you can do nothing to stop it."
Okay. I realize I'm not going to get any information. I just sort of stand there, go damn it, and I'll give her a kick before I leave her to Rikik.
It's not very painful. You don't have high strength, I believe. Rikik at this point has kind of like still kind of clutching the ray wand, approaches Miles, and like seeming partially shell shocked a little bit from what has happened, begins That has been outside of my expectations. How do I act, do you, sir?
Wait, who's talking to me?
Rick.
Rick.
Zara Cochra guy.
Seems that Titan thing, the construct, is targeting undead only, which means...
Come, follow, quick. I have some tools, equipment in my van. I have expected for dangerous events, but this is... blood and darkness. And he kind of begins fast walking out of the ship, hopefully with you in his tow as he continues to walk and talk. And goes,
I will say, Captain, if you don't mind, I will hang back. If that thing shoots one time at me, I'm gone. I need to repair my armor.
At which point you hear a buddy in your ear. Bobby, during the activation of that golem, I have detected a powerful sorcery source. It will not be stopped. I must also warn you that our armor will prove to be completely ineffective against its weapons.
Yeah, I'm not going after this. Sorry.
Understandable.
Regards.
By this time, could I undress the captain from his armor?
So again, like he's in old school, like actual like medieval style plate mail. So the only way you can undress him quickly is by cutting through the like leather straps, basically, and like the armor itself is busted. Like it has enough holes in it, and more importantly, your assault has destroyed the enchantments, the protective enchantments on the armor. So for the purpose of looting, it is useless. But if you want to just remove it, you need to basically destroy it further.
Okay, but I can't take up the sword.
You can pick up the sword, yeah. Like you do need to like remove his fingers basically from it, which were clutching it, but you can take it off and like you don't start on fire, you don't get shocked or whatever. But by now, like the blade has
retracted. Right before I follow you, Rick, and try and search his belongings. Maybe he has a remote control for this Titan, like an off button.
Yeah, make me a notice intelligence check.
Notice.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. You know, like there's not many places you can actually like hide things under this armor without making it hard to move in. So basically, like check around his neck, maybe like it was a necklace or something. You check like the pouches he had on his belt, and actually, well, let's say like I don't want to spend too much time right now. You do find like a pouch of credits, basically. You find like a slightly bigger pouch with like some salves and some rations and like basic stuff you might carry around with yourself, like some water. But you don't find anything that looks magical or arcanotech.
Okay. Right. Let's go, Rick.
Yeah. Like at this point, Rick is already not in the shape, and as you like kind of run after him, you see that he is like in the back of one of the vans, well, of the carriages basically, and is like struggling to like get something out of it. And coming closer, you see he's basically like moving like large wooden long crates closer to the edge of the carriage. And like seeing you approach him, he turns around, backs around, and goes, I'm certain that our reinforcements will arrive soon. But by then it may be too late. The damage too severe. Sire, you might want to contact your family. If it destroys undead, They should not come. Help us.
Indeed. Though I do think they'll just stay put in their mansion, but I will give him a call.
Like the rest of his officers at this point have begun like carrying red armors into the second van and kind of like carriage and kind of like, strapping them down and so on. It goes. Me and my men, we will delay, slow this golem. Buy the reinforcements time, though these won't do much. But we will do our best.
Well, I trust in your abilities. We'll do our best.
Will you help assist us?
Me and whoever from my crew is willing.
Lance definitely just walked right after you. So he will definitely be following.
Miles.
Yeah.
Can I take a...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, go.
Can I like pull Miles to the side just for a sec to whisper and go, look, I'm following you. I have a feeling this is about your people and your family. Perfect. We did a bit. We're attempting to help. Look, even if we help further, what do you really expect to do with this? I don't even know what. We just destroyed all of these undead. I don't know what else it's gonna do to us. Shouldn't we not recuperate somewhere? You should deal with your family. We're kind of running after something I don't know how to stop.
Well, since time is of the essence, usually I would agree with you, but since we don't have much time, and you see Miles, he's bloodied. He's he's not looking his best. But I do need to protect my family.
Rikik at this point goes, I do have slight answer solution to your question as he unbuckles the long crate, which is inside, and takes out a troll hammer torpedo launcher. It will do something.
What's that equivalent to?
That's basically the rocket launcher, and just for the purpose of these are the TL4 rocket launchers, not TL3. Because TL3 won't do anything. And he kind of like hurls it, not hurls, but like towards you or Dal, whoever is closer. And then unbuckles the second and the third crate, which contain a second Trollhammer torpedo launcher. And the third one contains like B cell, B crystal cell fed arcane repeater, which is basically a heavy machine gun equivalent, but it shoots.
You just throwing these
missiles around? No, those are in the crates because they are heavy.
Good.
They are, especially the machine gun is like encumbrance 3, I believe, which is a lot.
Now this is cool.
I'm happy to see the law enforcement is highly equipped.
I'm more inclined to follow now, but look, okay.
Like in the distance, you see the golem stop.
In the back. While the noise is going on, I just look to Winnow and go, Winnow, you wouldn't happen to have any of that hocus pocus, psychic magic to assist some of us in bad shape, like Miles, maybe even Bobby?
You? I'm pretty much useless at this point, if that's what you mean. And I think Bobby is busted up as well. So
if you have any healing potions, those apply.
What's the range of a rocket launcher?
Extreme.
Extreme. What's my assessment? What the range of this golem is? Like, I had like a couple of seconds of watching it now.
So far, you haven't seen it use any long-range weapons. So far, it's been basically I-beam blazing things within a couple dozen meters of itself.
All right, Captain, give me one of those things. I'll stay somewhere in the back.
By the way, Bobby, you are the only one who can potentially utilize. Well, actually,
Dual
yeah,
wield them.
yeah. If you use
One in each.
the Trollhammer torpedo launcher, like you can use it as Bobby, not as Bobocop, because it's like a handheld weapon. But all three of them, you can, in theory, connect to body and use them as powered weapons, basically. And also, you are basically the only one who can, in Bobocop mode, easily operate the arcane repeater, because the rest of you guys, if you want to basically take out the machine gun, you need to like haul it somewhere, put it onto an emplacement, and make it basically like a fixed gun. It's like, it's not, you're not Terminator shooting a thing.
How heavy is it?
How?
How heavy is that machine gun?
Technically, by the game rules, it's encumbrance 3, so you can carry it around. By the rules, you can't shoot it from without an
So you have to prep
So
it around
how-
somewhere.
Yes, how about I carry it with psychic powers and they can shoot it? If I just take the entire load of it and just keep it up and they can just aim it? Is that a possibility?
If you spend your action focusing on being a fixed emplacement for it, then yes.
Sure.
Cool.
Because you'll be
I
basically
would,
focusing on, like, stopping the recoil, stopping it from flying off somewhere.
is there any mechanical benefit of me connecting the weapons to the suit?
You won't have to worry about ammunition, because for the Trollhammer torpedo launchers, they have an ammunition count of 1. You guys also need to take some backup missiles and reload them between shots, which, depending on who you are, might take you a while. And by the way, like, the gunslinger does apply to heavy weapons, just saying. But Bobby, if you connect to them, you basically treat them by mech rules, where you'll roll for ammunition after combat, and by then it doesn't matter. Also, technically, if you connect them to yourself, the rules will be not from heavy weapons, but from mech weapons, and they have some armor penetration.
Okay, so I would probably be able to utilize most the rocket launcher if I attach it to the suit. Also, it makes sense to me, like, in my head. If you want to do the machine gun thing, that's also cool. Otherwise, I would do it and run around, be a machine gun dude. But honestly,
Well, I think if we're not you, then the best thing right now is, like, I haven't ever used one
pick
of
a gun.
these.
Stop talking. Pick a gun, and I will.
Yeah,
take
but
the last
if
one.
we take these, we're not you, and we try to use them, we maybe be best to find a place at altitude, or we can
I will
follow
pick
behind
a
on
rocket
a
launcher
truck.
and start walking.
Okay, he's off. Right.
As you do that, Buddy says, Bobby, at the moment we lack the power supply to power this weapon. That means I will need to turn off some of our subsystems. I will not be able to turn them back on until our next maintenance cycle. You should choose carefully.
How much do we need?
We need 3 magic power units of power.
What type do you need?
All right. It's a thing.
Oh, it's really different.
He's basically a spaceship, so he has power.
All right. Switch off the anti-grav and polyspectral.
Understood. Rerouting power. You see as, like, basically, like, cables, like, move from the arm of your, like, Robocop form and attach to the emplacement, and you see, like, it's power up, and now it is basically, yeah, it's, I wouldn't call it infinite armor, but it'll last you a while.
Walking around like the Starship Enterprise. It's like turn off subsystem, reroute to front shield, some shit.
Yeah. So mechanically, I would just add a rocket launcher to my character sheet.
Not to the character sheet, to the mech sheet.
They don't have prep things.
No, I know. So it's basically on page 309 in the book, in the main
Okay.
book. Because, like, again, the stats there are slightly different than heavy weapon versions. And the only difference I noticed is basically, like, they do the same damage, but I assume they basically automatically count as high technology level, and they have armor penetration. I don't know.
You said there's ammunition as well that needs to be picked up?
Yeah, there are like basically like one encumbrance each missile or whatever.
Okay,
for the torpedo basically.
I'll take at least 5.
Right? Do you have the carry capacity for it?
Yeah, if I throw out the rations that have gone bad in the meanwhile. Meantime.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll take. I can take 3, I think. Also, are there any medical supplies perhaps in that bag of yours?
Yes. Hold on. I'll give him lift. Lift. I'll read up on it.
Also, if I do seem to go on conscience, I do have 1 Lazarus patch on me.
I have
Same, yeah.
a kit throw doesn't at you.
If you all go down, I can heal you.
What?
Hmm?
Excuse me?
Stabilize, not heal.
Well, stabilized. I can make you not die.
That's good.
Or I
That's-
can attempt to make you not die.
Try not
Because
to
I
get
think
hit.
Lazarus patch still involves a roll, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can attempt to stabilize some of you. Probably will succeed on one of you.
You do have a decent chance of saving people with your scores.
Oh, is it intelligence based?
Yeah, it's usually heal intelligence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it's
Okay.
Okay.
Roll. Yeah. Like minimum 20 roll on the 2d6, right?
Right. So I
was-
think you said you were giving cleave to somebody. So if you do, you need to roll for it.
What's it? What's the roll again? I'm still looking.
A 1d8 plus heal skill level.
Can I ask another question in the meantime? Just because I can't find it and I didn't write it down.
Of course you didn't.
Because I didn't have a mech weapon before. That's why I didn't really check it. I think my normal attack hits apply, right?
Yes,
Attack
it's
bonuses.
basically, because it's a mech, it's basically gonna be your attack bonus, your intelligence because you pilot mech with intelligence, and
my shoot
that-
skill.
Well, yeah, and your shoot skill. Yeah.
So it's my usual attack bonus, and also the damage bonus applies as well, right? From my
Intelligence, yes.
Cool.
Like, and again, like your gunslinger foci does apply to heavy weapons.
Awesome. So it's essentially like shooting a normal weapon for me.
Pretty much. Yeah, because you
Cool.
cheated and use intelligence for it.
Yeah. I'm essentially hacking the weapon to be better.
Yeah, you're hacking the system.
So, Miles, you have a rocket launcher, and Wendell, you have a rocket launcher.
I have
we have
ammunition.
Ammunition for
ammunition.
it.
Right.
There's only one
So-
rocket launcher.
I was only it's one rocket launcher. That was 2, and then the minigun.
So I also thought there were 2 rocket launchers.
2 rocket
Yeah.
launchers, 1 heavy machine gun.
Oh,
Is
So,
that?
yeah.
Oh, so the second one is including the one Bobby just took. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Isn't
that's where it
Bobby
went,
carrying
yeah.
something else? Like the heavy machine gun?
No, I think that was for us. He took a rocket launcher.
take it a rocket launcher,
how
yes.
about then?
Okay.
How about you take the second rocket launcher, Wendell?
Okay.
Why wouldn't Dalu take it?
He's using the machine gun that you're gonna move, isn't he?
Sure. Yeah, you could help me
Sure.
carry it, Lance.
The other
We're
way
basically-
around, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be standing there trying to lift it, and it won't budge until you're doing it.
Yeah, I will just put my hands on it to look like I'm lifting this thing most of the time, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I will carry it along effortlessly, seemingly.
Huh?
The strength of an ant.
Can lift him more than you can, though, so it's
Okay.
okay.
So you've shared weapons, you've picked up some ammunition. Can you carry like actually a rocket launcher and ammunition? Because rocket launcher
I'll
is
just put it in my backpack, if that's okay.
yeah, it will just take you a little bit longer to unpack it later. But if you have total encumbrance, I mean, even if you go over the total encumbrance, it just slows you down. So you're just gonna arrive there.
You know
Longer.
what? I'm just gonna throw out all my lifts and all the shit I don't need. Can I
I need
give Miles multiple lift applications? It just says
How, like, I'm gonna say that all of this crap that's going on right now takes at least 5 minutes. That's one lift. If you're willing to wait longer,
no. I don't think.
You
we
can't do like multiple and they all kick it at once.
I mean, you can do multiple, but it still takes. I don't know. I have a
Strain.
question.
are. 5 minutes of rest.
In the meantime,
Yeah, drug me up.
undead just die like every single second. 3 die, and we're
Oh,
like,
can
oh,
we just-
maybe
can
if
we
I
say
can do
it's-
this, I can carry just a bit more.
I mean, it says nothing that you can't use multiple of them. Like you can't. It doesn't say you can't shoot somebody 3 times immediately.
Okay,
So I guess, but please remember that you can basically do this. You can only shoot him twice because your second application is heal 1 and your heal is only 1. Like first application is heal 0, then second one is heal 1. Like each additional application of lift to a target the same day increases the minimum heal skill needed by 1.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so one more and then look at you.
And
Well,
another
while,
system
um,
strain.
Those are really good rolls.
Yeah, that's
Thank
very
you.
good rolls.
7 here.
Alright.
While we're walking, where are we gonna set up a shoot to shoot this thing? If we're just gonna follow it on the road, what if it turns around?
Well, we'll have to see when we get there.
We shoot it when we see
Alright,
it,
like that.
and when
Are we
there may be
following
not
Rick?
40
Oh.
children around that
Well,
might
more like
explode
Kukrik
if
is
we
waiting
shoot.
for Miles.
Yeah,
but-
let's go. And in the meantime, Miles is gonna call up his family, say, "Hi, there's a Titan on the loose hunting undead, arcanotech stuff."
Is that literally what you say into the ice stone?
No, it's much more decorum and accent.
Alright. Well, since you aren't willing to do the speech, then I won't to do the speech either. But your father acknowledges it, praises you for the foresight to see that this was a larger problem than what is originally anticipated. But if you say so, he has full trust in yours and Rickrik's abilities to solve it.
Hmm.
Right. Well, I think I was missing one more thing I want. Oh yes. Do you do something about the sword while that's happening?
Can I get the specs of it, or do I need to like a 1
What
hour
are you doing
attune
with
to
it?
this? I mean, we're gonna drive, right? Yes, or we're running.
We can't drive, I presume, since these things are pulled by undead, and he probably got rid of
Yep.
the undead that were around here. So I don't
I
There
see.
think
are
we
like
have
empty
a cart.
carriages and some dust piles in front of them.
I see. So we need, yeah, okay.
Can I pull it?
Yes.
Probably too heavy, right?
You can. It will basically slow you down to like normal car speed, but it will be faster than everybody running.
That's better.
Horse mode! I start
I'll-
pulling the carriage.
I'll inspect the sword while we're on our way, and I won't do the Luke thing where he looks into the lightsaber.
Right. So remember that it takes you basically an action to unpack a rocket from your backpack, and I think an action to load it. Just to remember. So with rocket launchers, you might choose to go for the medieval crossbow style, where one person loads and one person shoots. Especially since you have, well, one. One. Right, you didn't separate weapons as I expected you to separate weapons. Anyway.
Right, we did.
Sure. Right, Miles, make me you don't have the no magic skill, so let's say 2d6 minus 1 plus intelligence.
Oh, I do have +1 for intelligence.
So 2d6. Oh wow, that's a very good roll. Right, so you know that magical weapons generally require not so much like an activation like arcanotech does, but more certain image in your mind as you try to use them. So you try to do that, not unlike the sword you conjure, and try to imagine what this Miltadius guy has been doing with the sword. And as you're basically driving in the carriage, you do see as the blade glimmers for a moment, and a blade of light erupts from the broken blade. But unlike the sword that was wielded by Miltadius, this one is not bright, shiny, sun yellow radiance spreading light everywhere. It is rather plain, barely glowing, as in not spreading much light, pure white blade.
So it's more powerful the more something you are?
With your roll, you get the feeling that Miltadius was a zealot, basically, and that might have made his weapon more compatible with him. You know that some weapons, some magical weapons or items require certain beliefs to be properly used. A very experimental and careful swing in the carriage does, however, show that this blade is still capable of swiftly turning your carriage into a convertible. And I have a feeling that's what you were going for. Alright, so your carriage trudges along the port's pavement in the direction of a distant gleaming golden golem. You occasionally drive by a thing on fire or a pile of dust. You ride past one of the cranes that were used to lift goods in here that was powered by those giant undead skeletons, and you just see mound of pile where such a creature might have been a couple of minutes ago. So you can obviously the golem seems just capable of detecting undead and going along the path swiftly, destroying any of them that it meets with seemingly no difficulty. The question is, will it be able to hurt you or not? Still, you continue, pulled by Bobby, until the sound of its footsteps becomes loud enough again, and you can see the figure of this golem at rather extreme range ahead of you. Also, just to set the ground rules, because yours and his speed, Bobby, are technically the same. Let's count one move of yours as not 6 maneuvers but 3 maneuvers. I think that would be more balanced. And basically,
as long as I'm pulling the carriage.
No. Without the carriage.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So like again, one move is one maneuver for the rest of you, and if you dash, that's another maneuver for the rules I've described previously. You will see the cheat
Like-
sheet. You will see the cheat sheet, but well, he's alone, so it shouldn't be too complicated. Right, so I assume you want to engage.
Yes.
Lovely. Please roll initiative while I pull up his stats
Good rolls.
and change the music.
Are we changing map? Because that makes more
Yes,
sense to
you
roll
will.
afterwards.
Oh right, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we're gonna Lance and Dale are gonna lean this minigun over the carriage, essentially.
Sure, something like that.
Did you have another plan of action in mind, Lance?
No, why?
No, just
Well, I'm just gonna ask if
look at
you
that.
may want to carry this thing, Captain.
I feel like you're better at hitting things from afar as
I
it
don't
comes
even
to.
know how this works, and I have very mixed feelings about all of this.
Sure,
But
then
if
be
that's
my-
what you require,
be my loading personnel.
okay.
But I'm sure still that you're better than I am.
Right.
Well, this way I can just say I didn't
Second.
shoot it, so my hands are clean.
Right. Please add yourselves to the map.
That GIF is dope.
And see, you cannot. Good. And of course it doesn't have. Okay, I'm gonna roll it manually because I suck. Ooh. I mean, I wanted to do that anyway, but good for you. Okay, and I'm just gonna add him.
Do you guys know how to remove an item from that hotbar? You know that you can put like checks from your character sheet onto, so it's on the bottom of your screen. I accidentally put like a bunch of stuff, and now I can't get rid of it. They're kind of like macros. You know, you can put stuff on the bottom of the screen.
If you have
Seconds.
macros there, you can turn them off in settings usually. Who was that? There's a macro tab, and you can go into the macros there and turn them off. Or there's a show macro quick bar thing that you can probably just click off.
Yeah, that's the quick bar. So I was using it, but I accidentally put like a bunch of attacks that I want to get rid of, and I don't know how to get rid of them.
You delete the macros, I think.
You also need to check. Are they only there when you select the token, or always?
They're always there.
Then go open the menu. Go to the fourth tab, which is collection, and there you should see the macros, and then you can just select them, delete them.
I'm on the tab. I don't click to edit existing macros, but they're not there.
Okay,
It just
then
says
I have
show
no
macro
idea.
bar. Yeah. Anyway, I will deal with it.
All right, wonderful. So imagine that Rickrick and his police officers are around, but they are mostly gonna be for flavor because they can't do crap to this hero titan with their pew-pew guns. So he's just gonna distract mostly occasionally and do things and cheer you up. So the golem is currently unaware of your arrival, especially since you don't really show up on its undead radar, thankfully. Which works very well for this initiative. You get surprised on it. Nevertheless, I'm gonna do a very scary thing that we haven't done in this campaign yet. Because top of the round, first of all, any spells? Any spells? Any spells? Right. So, top of the round, the Titan is going to use its lair action. As coming closer, you hear it not saying things, and the voice sounds different from the voice you heard when it activated. It's like somebody put a megaphone with the recordings in it, and as a lair action, this Titan is using monologue. Listen to Roll20.
My brothers and sisters, our enemies believe we have been defeated, and I am no longer among the living. They are gravely mistaken. You and I are all that remain, but all that is necessary. For together we'll raise a great army. Together we will show the world downtrodden who the real enemy is. The dead promise you prosperity, but in the slums of Tarshafen, the homeless and hungry know the truth. They have been forgotten. They have nothing but their anger. We will take this spark and start a fire which will become a great conflagration. Peace through power.
Winnow, what do you do?
I start unpacking a rocket from the backpack.
Alright.
Or
I guess, I mean, that's takes an action, so that's your action. We take a missile out of the backpack. Alright. Robert?
Can I shoot from here?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I will quietly say to myself and buddy, let's see how we can shoot with a rocket launcher.
Did you pull up stats for it?
Yeah.
36 plus, yeah. Oh, you shoot a 3.
3d10, 3d10 it says.
Oh, right. Rocket launcher?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 36 is a machine gun.
Yeah, that's a really shitty attack roll.
Right.
A
Wonderful.
really nice damage roll, though.
Yeah. You just see as this boom, torpedo gets launched from the tube on Bobby's hand and arcs through the air, trailing smoke, and impacts the shoulder of the Titan. 20 definitely hits. And even with his armor,
It has 10 armor penetration. Just
it does not have 10 armor penetration.
wait. It says AP 10. Oh no, AP 5, sorry.
Wait, where are you looking?
Roll.
Mech weapons, that's different. You don't look there. It doesn't apply to you.
Okay.
Even with mech's armor, you just see a, surprising to myself, chunk of just stone and metal erupt from the shoulder of this Titan, blowing off the ceremonial beads on that side and causing it to stumble. That was a lot of damage. Jeez. What the fuck?
Well, this obviously works. Nice. Can I get how is the shooting position from our current position for the rest of my people? Can they attack from here, or do we need to get closer for this?
I mean, their things has as extreme range as yours does, I'm pretty sure. I think like machine gun will be a disadvantage at extreme range. It needs to be long to shoot without disadvantage.
So we still on this carriage? Yeah. And I'm being pulled by you. Okay.
Yeah, you're basically like putting the milestone is
Yeah.
in the convertible. You're putting the machine gun on the front, and Lance is doing the arm and emplacement thingy. I don't know.
Do you guys want to get closer or not?
I'll shout out and say,
Yes.
I think this is fine.
You guys
I
need to
don't-
get closer with a machine gun, right? So I'll move closer.
Right. So you basically like use your maneuvers to get within long range of the Titan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, well, Dalo, it is your turn. The Titan by now kind of like has righted itself and is beginning to turn around. You have definitely caught its attention.
Yep. Well, it's partially floating on the edge of the carriage. I'm just trying to, while we're getting into position the whole time, familiarize myself with this gun and just check over everything. And then when we get in range, I'm going to let it blast.
You are
Simple as
technically
that.
in range once Bobby has moved you because you're right
Yeah,
now in
when
the
we do get in range, just going to let it go, let it fire.
Alright, go ahead.
I think Miles is not in the initiative order.
He isn't.
Oh. Well, I have the same initiative as Dalu, but he has a higher dex mod.
Where are these weapons? Did I miss where they are?
Equipment, heavy weapons.
Okay, right.
Alright, so you
Yeah, I'll just
use
give you an
shoot and dexterity or intelligence for this?
Okay, well, if it's just shooting dexterity, I'll be
Yes.
the same as my other weapon, so I'll do that first.
And it does 3d6 damage. And can shoot for 10 rounds before you need to reload.
Shoot early, so I can just click any of these. And then I'll roll the damage separately. Well, if it even
You also
hits. God, I rolled a
If
2.
this is a new scene, just saying.
Yeah, I think I will use my... Just about to say. So I'm going to make it a hit.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
3d6 damage, you say?
Yeah, 3d6 damage
I roll that
plus your dexterity plus your skill, because you have gunslinger as well, I believe, which allows you to add your damage to the thing. I was surprised when I found out this. Well, I didn't find this rule, but whatever. Anyway, so like your first barrage kind of goes wide as you struggle with the recoil, but as Lance corrects you and you adjust, you then just kind of like pull it towards the Titan as this just barrage of red magic missiles just goes over the chest plate of this golem. However, it is completely absorbed by its armor.
Ooh,
You rolled low.
damn.
Miles.
Alright, keep it up, Lance. I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, so I will use the rocket that Winnow just loaded up to shoot my rocket launcher.
You need to load it first.
Wait, didn't he load that?
He only unpacked.
Wouldn't we have loaded it? Wouldn't it be loaded in the first place for the first shot? Wouldn't we have loaded it on the way here?
Yes, fair enough. The first load is the first shot is loaded.
Right. So let's hope this is configured accordingly. I just added rocket launcher to my character sheet. Oof. Let's see. 5 attack bonus. That's right. I have -2 because I don't have shoot.
Right, it's -0.
0.
Do you have dexterity?
No, I mean it's +0.
Okay, that's what I asked. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right, 19. Wow, your rolls are incredible. That's high damage rolls. Alright, yeah. You aim, and you're not very good at shooting, but it's kind of big target, and You discharge, and the torpedo goes and also smashes straight onto the chest of the golem. Your blow is not as powerful as Bobby's, but even though it blasts out a mighty chunk from the chest of this golem, who is at this point smoking from every single orifice.
I'm surprised I hit it as much as anyone here.
Nah. You shine when you need to.
Oh. Alright. That's you. Lance.
I mean, we know what I'm doing, right?
Yes,
so
you
I'm
are.
just keeping this thing steady.
Okay.
And since we're all on a cart, it's not like movement matters, so yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you just want to abandon the ship at this point.
Not
Alright.
just yet.
Okay. The Titan rights itself once more. There's just like fire blasting from its chest, which is of a strange, like greenish hue, like something more than just oxygen is burning. And it uses its movement to get from long range 2 maneuvers to get to medium and 1 maneuver to get to short, which is its movement.
What's it gonna be?
It walks slowly, ponderously, but its steps are large. It stops in front of your carriage, smacks its stuff into the ground, and you see its eyes go as a beam of light swoops over you.
You got it.
Yes.
Nice.
But that's awesome.
Let's see. Actually, wait 1 moment. I think I forgot to write down a thing. And
Is this
might
guy
be-
from Darkest Dungeon?
It's Darkest Dungeon style, but it's from Warhammer.
Oh, okay.
I guess it just. It's really weird.
I guess it just kills you all.
No. I'm like. He's using that type of weapon that. I'm like, wait, do I need to make an attack roll here? It kind of feels weird, but. I guess I do make an attack roll, it's just. Yeah. Huh.
Yes,
Huh?
please.
You make a very low attack roll, you meant to say.
Alright.
A minus 14.
That's a 19 to hit.
Against?
And
All of us?
against it's a cone attack basically, and since you're all very conveniently stacked on top of each other, it does hit every single one of you who has AC 19 or lower. Which I think are all of you.
No, not me.
Oh
No,
Did
but
you?
a lot of people have higher.
I'm AC 20.
You have your starter's jumpy thingy? Oh, okay. I forgot you had it active.
I still have both of them active from last.
Anybody else has 20 AC or higher?
Oh, I thought you guys have 20.
No,
They have
se-
19.
se- I'm in Bobocop.
Ah.
I'm 17.
17 myself.
19 AC, you think that's low? Okay, wonderful. Alright, I think this is my time for payback. Where's my 4th die? Well, at least I get to make 1 attack.
44, right?
As if. 6, 16, 20.
What the
25 points of damage. As the hit itself is not strong, but as the light washes over you, your mind is filled with thoughts of your own unworthiness, of having failed a god, and the shame itself seems to cause this damage to you.
Is lethal damage a thing?
No.
Okay, well, I'm unconscious because I have only 10 hit points, and I'm gonna take that damage myself.
Of course. Okay. Anybody still up?
I'm up with 4 hit points to spare.
I'm up.
All right. So you and Dalu as well, I think.
What the fuck?
All right.
Can I get that number again?
25.
25, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Just try to change my character.
New round. The golem still heavily on fire.
Is anyone casting a spell?
Yes. Anybody casting a spell?
Oh, God. I'd like to cast a spell. Shoot faster.
In that case, top of the round, the golem is gonna use monologue one more time.
The people of Narshafen follow not out of faith, but out of fear. Fear alone will not be enough to make us fold. The rulers have a gift, an oratorical gift. The rule was once unquestioned, but we will take advantage of their one weakness, their vanity. They are convinced that they are destined to be great leaders, but they are in fact just charlatans. They spread their false prophecies, creating an invading army of zealots. Yet we will lead them back to the light.
Alright. And we know.
This guy dares to say zealots when his... Never mind.
Shut up and load this. Put the rocket in this
They
launcher.
shouldn't call this the Titan, but the Mirror.
Can we, while doing this, can we move,
Zing!
spread apart a little bit? So it doesn't...
So
Or is...
basically, so everybody's position is relative, right? Right now, you are in a short range of him, and he's in a short range of you. You can choose your movement, which is like one maneuver, to move to medium range away from this golem. That's what you can do after loading there.
Let's move a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so you load the prepared missile into Miles' torpedo launcher, or like from the front, more like. And
So you don't want to get me up?
you can't. He is out of spells.
I...
And no Lazarus patch or oh, Lazarus only stabilizes, right?
Well,
It
you
doesn't-
have 3 rounds.
You're fine. It's only a flesh wound.
Well, actually,
I mean, either you load or you stabilize him. Because it takes an
Well,
action.
stabilizing doesn't get me
stabilize
back.
Bobocop?
well, that's the question. Last time you weren't sure if you were gonna allow it again, that I
The
heal
exhaust
Bobby
pipe.
directly.
I said
Can
in
I-
melee. You can do it in melee.
Oh, alright, right. So would you, in theory, allow me to rewind, or is it?
Sure.
I'm what's going on?
Up to you.
Well,
If stabilizing doesn't get me back to consciousness,
It doesn't.
fuck it.
I just remembered I have
That's my
one
opinion,
spell,
but
and
you
I
do
could
you.
heal you, and you would be back up for this round, I think. In which
I mean,
case,
I'm right after you.
I would like to do it, if DM allows it, or
Right.
reload it.
So let's say you get out of the carriage and basically run to the front of it to get engaged with Bobby.
Mm.
And hug him and cast a spell.
Right.
Bobby, I believe your total encumbrance strain score is like 3. Do you have any system strain left?
Oh, that's a good point. Let me double check. I think I should have 1 left. But I'm not 100% sure.
Well, Winnel doesn't know that.
There's no overheal with Winnel.
I mean, basically,
Oh, wait. Do I get strain immediately when I go unconscious?
no. Oh, when you get healed, no.
So then I have 1 system strain from being healed before.
Have you been healed only once? Didn't he heal you like twice?
No, he healed me twice.
Oh, okay, sure. Alright, yeah. Then
Yeah,
you
he
have...
just got me back once from
Okay.
from like the brink.
Alright, yeah. Then this is gonna be your second system strain. Did you roll?
And the
No.
third, I would gone conscious if I took
No,
the third.
no.
right?
That was me wrong. You don't go unconscious
Oh,
if you
okay.
max out your system strain. Basically, like if you 3-3 system strain, his further healing doesn't work.
Ah, okay.
Alright, this does get you up. Just in time for your turn.
Ooh, I fell asleep there for a second. That was weird.
Slapping you in the face.
I want to shoot.
Wrong weapon.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't
That's
sound
hopefully-
very impressive. Let's say that's a natural one. Okay, go for it. Make an attack roll.
Okay. This is the wrong character sheet. Here.
Good.
Yes,
Standing right
good
next
rolls.
to it.
Suffer.
Good rolls. Come on, good rolls. Yes.
I wonder if that hits.
Damage roll shit.
So, here's fun. You hit him. He has defensive module that turns your AP5 into AP0.
Mhm.
He has 10 armor. He has 7 hit points left.
Fuck your last message.
So you do this very gentle as your torpedo just goes and disappears in the cavity in his chest which you has previously shot into. There's a pause and then just it explodes, just its top torso blasted apart, head smoking, flies up in the air and lands 20 meters away from you, breaking a crate. And then the torso and the legs of the golem is kind of like as the staff slides down the stone and it just goes.
Does it perchance play its last
Yes!
messages?
Yes, it does!
As it goes down? Because I want to hear them.
Our wolves have taken up the shepherd's stick. They have bought our silence with comfort. They have bought our freedom with security. But how can we speak of comfort while they still hold the stick? And when the wolves grow hungry once more, what security can we hope for, except that they will look past our pen? The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And we have done nothing for too long.
Lol. Lol. Another explosion.
Ah, shit. What was? I'll have to listen to that recording again.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna go into
Repair mode.
buddy cruise mode. I think I need to rest a bit. I feel like shit.
Bobby, I can't thank you enough for joining me in this fight and doing whatever you did.
I'm already gone. You just hear doo doo.
Eyes,
Trying to reach
buddy.
is unavailable.
Buddy, please leave a message to Bobby.
Yeah, you basically see Robocop kind of go. Then, after about like 20 seconds, it goes. Hello, it is me, Buddy. I will be moving us around while Bobby sleeps.
Is it still
Rick and
Bobby's face? Sorry, was it still Bobby's face speaking?
There's no
I'm
face.
completely.
Yeah.
You never see his
I'm in the
face.
suit completely,
still
so you
fully
don't
in,
see
yeah,
you
yeah.
see the face. So where the face, like the helmet is just complete, like completely metal. You don't see any
Okay.
face. The robot suit doesn't even have a face. It's just very plain, smooth metal.
Alright. I thought like in your not RoboCop mode, it like was only your legs. Well, we all went
Yeah,
down.
yeah, but I'm still in the.
You're
the
still in
robot
that mode. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Alright. As the golem smokes heavily and greenly, Rick and his officers can like get out of cover as they were like pulling at him completely without any use. And can like approach you carefully. You're going, sire, that has been stupendously impressive. Yes, yes.
I owe it all to my crew.
You have rescued our lives.
I need to do a weapons ammunition check. I'll do that quietly. It's whisper. No, it's wisdom plus shoot.
I don't remember check the roll.
Yeah, a shoot skill check modified by wisdom. So it's a simple +3. So DC is 6, so as long as I don't get double 1, I'm
Bob is like, I spent like 2 rockets to destroy this giant con. Ammunition conservation is my second name.
Ooh, can I flashback just before going unconscious again and saying, buddy, don't let them take the rocket launcher away from me. I like it.
Sure. Yeah, like Buddy's like, I will be moving us along. He just like stands with his arm up. Rick like grabs his communication device, like starts like shouting some like basically update, like okay, like we need fire engine here, we need ambulance, but like threat level decreased, target destroyed, we need like blah 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 forensics, blah blah blah, I don't know, whatever. He's doing police orders. And everybody's just going, that wasn't as scary as we thought.
I mean, it was.
You weren't in the line of fire. Look at my friends here, all of them.
I'm lying on the ground.
Do you look even worse than Miles does?
Same.
Well, he does look worse because percentage-wise, you have a lot less. Actually, you have a lot more.
I
Actually,
have
he
a
looks
lot
better
less.
than you, yeah.
He does look better than I am.
Right. Erica goes, well, I would like to extend my thank yous for your help assistance. Without you, me and my men would have perished. Yes, yes. In the line of duty, of course, which is a lot great honor achievement. But I would like to return to my home nest. Yes, yes.
Indeed, I think we all need some rest, but I think we've done more than enough to, discuss whatever we wanted to discuss before all of this went down.
That is correct, true.
Right. So perhaps let's take this day off. What time is it? It's like almost night time, right?
Yes, it's like by this point it's like 8:30 in the evening, so it's dark. So you don't see the smoke very much, but the fire you definitely see. And you just like to expedite the things. As you like kind of go back to the van and like put back their weapons, which I hope you do. Aside from Buddy, because Buddy is free. But Rick goes, no, you can keep those weapons. Consider them as bonus reward for helping us beyond what you needed. I'll write them off as
on-duty expenses.
Yes. Please,
appreciate it.
Let us talk at the ship trader, though. we might want to explore, investigate it further.
Of course.
As you walk, he kind of like ruffles through his uniform and like takes a tiny crystal out of his pocket and passes it on over to you, Miles, and says, "This contains all the relevant case files from the murder that has transpired happened 20 years ago." I can share with you only the proper official version of the events recorded in these files. What I know am aware of is that is it Wolben and Win Karen Henriks
Okay.
have been murdered in their home on Nagtraf. There has been a terrible fire, but we have found 2 corpses' bodies that match their size description. The crime has been committed by an arisen, which is why the case file has been hidden classified.
Sorry, by whom?
An arisen.
And a reason.
You talking to Miles only?
He's kind of talking to all of you, but primarily to Miles, yes.
What's pardon my English, what's an a reason? Like it was done for a reason, so
A reason.
Everybody who stood up.
Something that rose, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm
What's
gonna be
that?
really angry at you if you don't remember this piece of lore we discussed a while ago.
Fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
They have that's what they call, they have a politically correct name for those right? And that's one of them.
That's how the vampires call themselves.
Yeah. That's the okay.
The individual in question has been captured, apprehended, and shipped to Dracul. Yes, and shipped to Dracul for his punishment sentence. Has been 20 years. I do not know whether he has been executed or imprisoned. Now, obviously, can I confirm that? Because the system of Dracul is way beyond ahead of my own clearance.
Yes.
But
And
that is
his
what
name?
is in the files. That is what I know am aware of. His name was Baron Frederick van Hal. He is no longer a baron if he is alive. He was from Lamia.
Lamia. He was a male from Lamia.
Yes. He was the last baron of Lamia, of male persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
He has assured during his interrogation, that he has only murdered 1 human. And he has claimed that he has not killed a child. But the corpses we have found did match the description of the Kenrics. And the child, we know, has eventually been declared missing. We assumed that in his rage thirst, he did not remember the details of the rampage. He has claimed that his family, brood, has been murdered by the Kenrics, and this has been his revenge upon them.
So he claims he killed only one.
Yes, yes.
And we know both of them are dead. But when I mentioned 3 bodies, you seemed at unease. Is there more information in this crystal?
Let me check my notes if I'm missing anything. Because I have this giant detective board graph for what has happened. um, there is also mention in the file that the fire in the residence has been deemed to be a case of arson, not an accident. An accelerant has been found. But that's mostly it. Because basically, like, if you start looking into the case, it was like a dead-end case where the criminal has admitted enough of a crime that his punishment has been decided, and the victims are dead or missing, so no further punishment or anything to be claimed against him. And even if the Baron Van Hal would try to make a case against the Kinricks about killing his family again, really nobody left to sentence. So kind of like revenge case, everybody's dead, vampire punished, case put in a
End of
long
story.
burner file. Yeah, kind of like it was not completely closed because kind of like the child wasn't found, but it was in the very back of an archive after 20 years, especially after the death of Azak. But yeah,
Okay.
so kind of confirms what Winnell thinks remembers, adds details. But yeah, if you have any further questions, you can try and ask me. Maybe I'll figure something else out. But that's about as much as was in my notes.
Well, first, I think you should have it, and might as well give the crystal to Winnell.
Thank you. Also, Ricky, could you do me a favor and just keep your files as they are?
As what?
As they are.
Ah.
Just don't update them. Let me be missing. I was never here. Okay.
He kind of turns towards Miles. Sire?
As he wishes.
Very well.
I appreciate it. Thank you for this information.
Well, if there's no other questions, I think we should all rest for now. But thank you, Rikic, again. And yeah, I'm just glad we were here at the same time this all went down, and we were able to do something about it. I do have a question, though. Not considering the case, what will you do with the remnants now of the big golem titan thingy?
Well, we shall examine, explore it. Eventually, remove, dismantle them.
And what about the organization behind this attack?
Yes, yes. It would have been a lot more hard, complicated, had we not apprehended, with your assistance, sire, the lord leader of this organization, as they do have a hideout. With his apprehension, however, I am certain we can manage to handle this with our forces, mostly.
I hope he does budge. He seems like an unbudgeable witness.
I'm certain that your
Accomplice.
family parents can assist us with that.
I hope so. Do you need any further help from us on the ship or somewhere else?
If I could perhaps request your assistance in the word for it. Fuck. Investigating the ship.
Okay.
Alright, so if any of you want to just go and sleep, you can do so.
While we're,
I mean, your ship is
taking a rest.
right next to this one, so.
Yeah.
And 10. Second?
Yeah, just while we walk to our ship, Miles, is there anything special about the Lamia? And I see it's in the Silver Pinnacle, if you know much about it. From what you told me, and the female lead, like the matriarchal power there, is there anything special? Does it mean anything that this male risen Baron is from there? Or is that pointless?
Well, as he mentioned before, he suggested that Winno's parents were responsible for killing one of his family members, and this was a act of vengeance.
Yeah. But what I mean is, it doesn't seem odd to have a risen male leading power in a place that's all female lead.
Yeah. Yes, he was the last male baron before it became the way it is now.
I see. Long time then.
Oh, so it's customary that females hold the power, like it's a matriarchy.
It's a cabal of female vampires that basically governs the place.
It's worse than matriarchy.
How
kind of like Castlevania, like the series, but
how old would that make this guy? How long has this matriarchy been around here? Like, you're all like the Risen, I imagine, living for so long. It must be very old.
Is this something Miles know? Is it a history check or just 20
check.
years?
Yeah, roll me history check.
So history is just
Remember
a straight
your
no,
lessons.
I mean, we could do the simple math. It was 20 years ago. He's the last one. So along the lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the 6, the only thing you can remember about Lamia, aside from what I've told you, is that actually I think I told you that the rule of Lamia is a Marchioness, so like higher than your parents. And did I tell you her name?
No.
No? Alright, her name is Hermione von Orbach. So, that's... I'm pretty sure some of you can pronounce her last name better than I can.
Oh, no, it's actually...
That was pretty spot on.
Right. Because again,
what does it mean? It's in German, but there's a lot of Orbach here in Israel.
It is what's what's the word for it? Fuck.
Greek.
Can I ask, do you Germans actually pronounce it like that? Because I would pronounce it Auerbach. Auerbach. Okay, good. Then I'm not misunderstanding or not wrong in my language usage. It's good.
So red?
Meadow.
It's
meadow.
Yeah, Aue is also used for very small creeks, so it could also mean creek. No, it would typically mean like meadow river or meadow creek.
So basically, like super old last name that is based on location where your family came from. So so basically you would know this in Journey Miles. They're basically the old blood vampires, those who were made before Emperor and survived his ascension to power because they bent the knee basically, and the new vampires who were created after him. And she is definitely old blood.
Okay.
Yeah. What else was I saying?
So this person you're saying is just a person of power in Lamia, or the person of power.
The person.
Okay.
The person.
Lamia is different from Nakshafen, where Nakshafen is basically like the full island is populated. Lamia is more of a like port town in a sprawling jungle island. But well, you'll go to Lamia and you'll find out more when we get there. Relevant right now, their topography. Right. Yeah, so anybody wanted to help me or Rick
Investigate
the ship? Yeah, roll me investigation checks.
I would love to, but I'm unconscious, right?
Oh, yes, you're unconscious.
I think I'm going back to the ship for a nap. This is not my area.
Fair enough.
I'll help too.
So would Bobby cop then? I just cop. No Bobby present.
Buddy basically parks you in the med bay. Oh, we know. Nice.
Do I get +2 for vision shit?
Sure.
Which I still have up.
Sure.
That makes it 11.
All right. So first things first, you basically find the device that contained these recordings, and you find one more recording on it, which I'm gonna put in chat later. Oh wait. No, 2 more recordings. Wow!
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, awesome.
Jackpot.
But more important than that, you find some very useful things on the ship, which Miles has the right to appropriate.
Can you appropriate the whole ship?
No.
Okay.
I mean, even if you could discuss it with your parents, but this is not the ship that you can really fly. It needs a crew of like several dozen people. That's very expensive to fly, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But you like hack or purge the navigational computer or whatever of this ship, and just like yours contains your credits, this one does as well. So from it onto your credit, you transfer 46,060 credits. You find a small chest with gemstones. There are 13 gemstones, 500 credits each. And you also find some equipment that Winnell recognizes as not arcanotech, but straight up magical items. Old school magical items. Winnell, make me also a no magic skill check. 500 credits. Gemstones.
Wisdom is
500. Okay.
fuck.
It should be intelligence, not wisdom.
It is +1 anyway.
Oh,
both.
+1 anyway, 7.
Selim, did you add that?
I'm on it.
Yeah. With a 7, you're not quite sure what they do. But you find like vibrating. Yes.
It's I wrote not no magic. It's
Yeah, no.
9 actually. Sorry.
9. Okay, that changes a lot. Because
Okay,
that
okay.
is enough to identify those items. You find a slightly vibrating sickle which is basically like small primitive weapon that does require attunement, but it is a sickle of warning. It warns you about danger and improves your initiative. You find like a set of goggles that give you help on your not just perception checks, and just generally improve your eyesight. And you find a pair of boots which also require attunement. All of the 3 items require attunement. Sorry. A pair of like climbing boots with like spikes on them that magically allow you to adhere to any surfaces.
I have a question about
Yes.
the initiative item. Does that work on ship combat?
No.
Then I don't need that, actually. Otherwise, I would have said that I need to take it, but then I don't care.
But if you take the boots, you can't get thrown out of the seat, you know?
No.
And doing your barrel rolls.
I hot glued myself into the seat.
Nice finds.
Yeah, I'll send you the thingy later, but that's what you find in it.
Let's take the whole back.
I'm actually imagining Dalu like on a side of a building having a sniper hideout, but on the side of the building.
Hey, it'll make me help out with that more. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I was like
Spider sniper.
I was like, this gaming system lacks magical items. I could come up with new ones. Oh! Oh, I could be a lazy ass.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. What do you
Can
do
I
now?
get? I didn't get the stats, but what are the stats of the
Right.
Melty sword?
Yeah, that one I can show you because I expected you to loot it, and I made a card for it. Though it now would look kind of differently. I think this should it should appear in unique items folder.
Yeah, Sun Cutter. Okay.
Yes.
Sun Warrior, Sun Cutter. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sun Cutter.
But it basically explains to you why it murders Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Remember though, if you use this weapon, it is not your mage blade. You use it with dexterity.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So it won't be as impressive in that case, but the other things is very useful. Also remember that for melee weapons, if a weapon has +1, or well, any damage bonus from modifiers or whatever, those damage bonuses also apply to shock damage.
So a +1 weapon is also a +1 to hit and to damage.
To hit,
and
to damage, and to shock damage, yeah.
Okay.
So if I have +4 mag, or is it only true for melee weapons? It's only true for melee weapons, right?
Ranged weapons don't have shock.
Yeah.
That's basically the point of melee weapons. Is if you find a melee weapon with high enough AC threshold, you can go like, yeah, I'm gonna deal 10 points damage to this guy no matter whether I hit him or not.
So it's a 1d10 +1, but what are the shock? What's the shock base damage? Is it always 2?
Base is 2, yes, I think, because it's
Okay. Cool. So I have
it's a medium weapon. It's a medium weapon. I didn't write it down, but it's a medium weapon.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So I have a melee weapon for melee, and I have a melee weapon for range now.
I guess. Yeah. The best part there is that it cuts through armor. So.
Yeah, and it reduces everyone's AC for shock purposes to 10, which is
that's what I'm
awesome.
talking about. You basically shock everybody. All right. So yeah, you do that. You download that information from the ship. You'll listen to like those extra recordings later, I assume. Where do you go now?
Where do we go now? Let's rest. Ship.
Yeah.
Rest. Yeah.
I have a question about the date. Is it still the 9th?
Um,
Or is it the 8th?
it is still
I'm
the
not sure anymore.
8th. After you sleep, it's gonna be
This
the
was
9th.
a long day.
It was a very
This
long
was a long day.
I mean,
while
at
we're
least
walking
finally Winnow got to expand all of his spell slots.
This was a typical D&D adventure.
Yeah, kinda.
I'm
Miles,
removing
do
the
you
rocket
use-
launcher.
Do you use a shield with your swords, Miles?
No, I was looking for one, but
Would
the
you
only
ever?
the only one I could find or procure is one, simple one, which
Yeah, on here that should be different, maybe. At least you're. I mean, maybe they're not high tech around here, but you have all of the permissions you need.
right. But if,
The problem
if it
is
if it
that
does,
the advanced shield is still 5.
yes, that's mostly the problem.
Oh,
Maybe the Titan had one. I don't know.
If you ever come across a shield, you think you would use one yourself. I bought
Oh, for
this
sure.
thing I can't use a while ago, and I probably won't use a shield. And when we're on the ship, I showed you. It's a projector shield armor attachment that goes onto a shield. I bought
What
it,
does
but
it
then
do?
realized I can't use it. It's also first a higher tech level shield than a simple one.
Really? Well, what does it do?
Well, from out of game, from what I recall, increases AC. But let me
It
double
increases
check.
AC against ranged weapons only.
There you go.
But primitive or also?
It's an attachment. So it's just an
Ah, okay.
attachment. You don't have a shield to attach it to.
Yeah. Okay.
You can take it forever whenever you get a shield, so you don't
That-
waste money or so on.
That actually is pretty useful. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Shields are useful.
I'm gonna remove it from my inventory.
And Miles will cough up a lung because he has less than a tenth of his health.
Alright. So can I assume that you just rest for the day?
Yeah.
And decide what to do next in the morning?
Yes, especially since we. Quick reminder: we are bound to this place for a week or so, anyways, until we're
You
done
are
with
indeed.
our
Maintenance.
maintenance. So we can go research Lamia in the library and shit like that. Prepare for it, but we will be staying here for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why can't we can't jump, right? We're on Nachtschaffen for a week.
Your ship is
Yes, we're-
disassembled for maintenance.
We are maintenancing.
Okay.
Also remember that unless you start spending spells, you regain your level in hit points after a long rest.
And only one strain goes down per day?
Yes.
Okay. I can manage that.
So think before you undertake your next adventure.
So
Let's go sightseeing at Nachtschaffen.
I have a quick question
Okay.
for do we how much money do we have? Can I afford to continue to enhance my
Yes.
pistol?
Yes.
Oh,
We just got a bunch.
Yes, we have like 250k at the moment, so yes.
so can I use this time also as downtime to craft another mod on my weapon?
We're gonna speed run for fast forward the week.
Wait, are you like? All right, well, we're done with Winnows background investigation. That's it, right? Is that what I'm
I mean,
understanding?
If we need to go to Lamia in order to avenge his parents now, because that's how revenge goes.
Is that the plan?
I
Why
mean, you could
do
also
you need to
talk
go
to your
Lamia?
parents.
Well,
I'm kidding.
we do have more to figure out about the other.
Dalu
Well, the fact that the other parent wasn't labeled as killed by the guy.
Yeah, well,
Those parents.
is there, talking to Miles, I guess, is there any chance we can talk to him, do you think? Is there any... Do you
to
family have... Does your family have any pull with these matriarch?
wait,
people-
who do you want to speak to? Do you want to speak to the baron that might be
yeah.
dead or might not, or to
Yeah.
his...
I mean, get it
Right.
from the source.
Yeah, you didn't hear me. He's not imprisoned on Lamia. He's imprisoned on Dracul.
He's in prison on... You can't... We couldn't live on Dracul. It's poisonous gas.
Oh, we
Only-
can. That's fine. I've been through much worse. Where is he again?
In hell? Hell or Dracul?
Dracul.
So,
He's on Dracul.
yeah.
Oh, he's technically
Yes.
on the capital because Dracul is the capital, not Naktrafi.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yeah, we wouldn't know the badass
There.
could be toxic fumes. That's
So
fine.
Dracul, the world of poison and darkness. If you want to go plunge into hard mode, then we could, but let's probably think about this a bit. And I'll post some information about Dracul.
I mean, they just walk around there, or is there a prison? What's the situation?
We don't know his situation, as Rick said.
he was supposed to be transported there for sentencing, but the official files just don't have information what has happened to him after that.
But your
So
parents
maybe-
might.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you listen to a certain guy who's recording, he's gonna say, well, of course, he could disappear, change his name, and live as a vampire somewhere else because they protect their own.
Oh, and even if we could survive the corrosive, we will die from magical energies that will eventually twist with spell plague. So yeah.
Okay, so is there anybody we can ask what happened to this guy, where he is? Maybe your parents? They don't seem to like you, if it can be blunt for a change.
They don't seem to like who?
You?
Oh yes, they don't.
Or is that
No, you seem to. Well, they're like, that's a big word, see, but it's complicated. They do want in my success, but they can't really. They can't really be involved in my traveling, so to speak. Yeah, that's about it.
No. You hear the music, you need to go into a long sob story.
Because of the music?
Yes! That's how it works!
Well, I am the second son, and, well, the first daughter is already a vampire as we speak, so, they have their future secured, so to speak.
I gotta go now. See you later.
All right, bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye. I could try and ask, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I mean, if it's not too much, you can
I'll
just
ask.
try, but maybe remind them that we just saved their behinds, pretty much. I think.
Well,
No?
we are a
Did them
very
a favor.
we yes, we are a very capable team and very high skilled, but if we are to face a vampire, I wouldn't feel ready.
Launchers as well, or what?
I don't think they need rocket launchers. I don't think you fully grasp the power that one holds once they arise.
No, I don't think I do.
But in any case, I will try and ask. It won't hurt, at least not physically.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Did we have a long rest already? Or we?
I mean, I assume you're already talking in the morning.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So let me update my sheet. We are level 6. We're still level 6.
Actually, no, you're level 7.
Yes.
We leveled up. Yeah.
Do we level up now or next session?
Technically now, but I mean, we're gonna play for what? Another hour. I think it's easier if you figure it out next.
Okay.
Sure.
Oof, big power spike. Yes. So,
Excuse me.
calling up father, since he's the most likely one to agree, and asking him about if he has any insight about the case 20 years ago.
Or
And
maybe
also an
just
update about what happened.
to
Yeah, and also
Yes.
what happened.
to that culprit.
Ah, my son, those are wonderful news to hear. I had indeed full trust in your ability to succeed. And it's good to know that you have found a gift. I will see you in the evening, I suppose.
Indeed. Yes, we can discuss it then.
Where about?
I mean, I still look like shit with 10 hit
Oh, I
points.
hope it does stop waking me up right as I've gone to sleep. Click.
What are his hours? Like, when does he wake up?
It's directly opposite of.
So if she
so
wakes up,
basically
let's
he
say at
sleeps
6.
like 8 to 5. He sleeps from 7 a.m. to like 5 p.m.
Okay, so afternoon and night. Okay.
That's when he sleeps, and the other time he's awake. Because like basically, that's about when the sun is rising, and that's about right when the sun is setting. He avoids the worst hours,
Okay.
which is more of a habit for him rather than
Mm-hmm.
a
Okay.
need. But yeah.
Captain,
Yes.
for future cases like this one, especially since you are so privileged around here, we might want to consider investing into some weaponry that we could mount on the grapple wire.
Indeed. Those weapons are very useful. We did get some of them, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking that level of technology. I'm talking maybe a little higher, you know?
Aren't they tier 4? Dan said they're tier 4.
They're tier 4.
They are tier. For these purposes here, they are tier 4. But there are
Anything in
better
mind?
weapons. Yes. I don't have a name for it though it has probably been translated. Let me switch to the other PDF.
Thinking noises from.
Yeah, just the smaller version of a Lunark beam, or a Melv's meteor launcher, or both of them. Not entirely
You
too
can
expensive.
only one of them. You can install only one of those. Because
No,
Graflyer has
Flyers
2
has
hard
2.
points, but heavy weapons take 2 hard points. Yes.
So we can
It's
have
in the
one.
vehicles. So you could install like 2 moved weapons.
Men shoot.
Because a grav tank can have 3 heavy weapons.
Well, sure, we can consider that.
I mean, I'm more asking you to check if these things are actually
available for purchase. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
We might.
I mean,
I'll
you
check
probably
that.
have the clearance, but the other question is if they have it here or not.
We, Dan, just to freshen my memory, I can buy stuff from my family, right? They offered some. They have some stuff. I don't know if this might be something they have.
You can't buy, like they said, more like you can use your own contacts and your own money to do things. What you
Mhm.
get from us is kind of like, we're not gonna get angry at you if you buy, let's say, a black market weapon from your black
Ah,
market contact. But
Okay.
your family doesn't have these things because your family doesn't have grav tank formations.
Okay.
Like, actually, it would have been hard for your family to deal with that golem, not because they don't have an army, but because that golem would disintegrate most of their army.
Okay.
So they'd have to send human troops or really strong undead, and that's not perfect.
Okay.
So it
Yes, so
will
we
depend
could
on
check
your
that out.
contacts, basically.
Right. So we could check for those as well. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but I can still hear you.
Actually, if he's going to the bathroom, let's take a break. And a slightly
Sounds
longer
good.
10 minutes one, because I haven't eaten. We'll be
Yeah,
back.
sounds good.
Sure.
Alright. And we're back. Yes, because you guys are on your ship. Lovely. So yeah, you had your night of kind of long rest. You feel like you've gotten quite a bit richer. You've gotten more confident and experienced in your abilities. And yeah, you need to do certain things. You wanted, or more like you need to go meet with Miles' parents because, well, Miles apparently wants some favors and other things. It would really be good to pay respect to your parents as you have returned. You do need to pay a quick visit back to the police department to basically get your statement and so on. You get like, let's say, a message from very quick about that. And yeah, and
I don't show up.
sure.
It's the
And
police. Yeah.
yeah, and then you continue preparing your ship. You continue gathering information for your upcoming trip to somewhere. So yeah, what do you do? Where do you go first?
Is there any other place we want to go other than
I know,
parents?
you tell me.
No, it's a good place to start.
Yeah, let's go parents. Let's go parents. Let's go.
Let's take the graph flyer there, yes. I mean, there are faster ways, but let's
Yes,
take
and
the graph flyer.
I will call in to announce our arrival.
Alright.
So we're not shot down.
Yeah, you do that. You announce your arrival, and you fly in there via Grafsar and land at one of the landing pads. As you do so, because it is like still early, actually, I think. Or did you like wait the whole day and fly there in the evening when your father woke up?
What? Yeah, afternoon. So I guess like we did a bit of shopping. I bought maybe a primitive shield to put the attachment of Dalu on that shield. Maybe
Just
we
remember
tried
that
to
primitive shield basically protects you only against literal bows,
Ranged.
crossbows.
Yeah, but the attachment protects me from.
Look, primitive shield protects you only against primitive weapons. If somebody shoots at your shield with a ray wand, it goes through the shield.
And the attachment that Dalu
does nothing.
gave me to put on the shield?
No.
It does nothing?
If shield is not efficient against the weapon, effective against the weapon, then it does nothing.
So what was my one for? What tech level was that attachment for?
For any tech level, it's just that this attachment works if somebody shoots at you with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's basically like in real life, you're like, oh yeah, we took this medieval shield and reinforced it with steel. Now it protects even better against arrows. Somebody, oh yeah, 50 cal! You're like, oh, bullets, my only weakness.
Okay, so it will work only on a TL4 or up shield. TL3?
No, attachment works. It's more like the shield itself works only against like TL1 and TL2 weapons, I think. Like everything pre-gunpowder, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so never mind, not buying it.
Which is kind of what I was asking, like, Dalu, hey, where did you get that +3 AC from? And he's like, I didn't understand your rules. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't understand my rules. I'm a bastard. Otherwise, it would be way too good an attachment.
I mean, it goes on a advanced shield, and then it's really good.
Yeah, but you need to find that advanced shield first.
Yeah. Maybe asking around where can we acquire such heavy weapons, and going to my parents at the afternoon.
Oh yeah, in that case, Miles, I need a connect skill check from you to see if you can pull any favors without your parents' name, basically.
Okay. 10.
Pretty good, yeah. All right, yeah. Let's say you Actually, why am I doing this? Yeah, makeup. Who do you find with a 10?
Let's say,
Yeah.
let's say, Rickik knows a guy that supplies the police department equipment. Maybe you want to ask through him. He's like the exporter, importer of such things. Maybe.
Sure. What's his name? And what race is he?
His name is Mike, and
Uh-huh.
and he's a human.
Mm-hmm. Like Michael Hunt, yes?
I could make a funny name if you want.
I already did. Anyway. Sure, yeah. Let's say you find that guy. He still won't have TL5 equipment, because that's just a 10. But he can, kinda in a funny way, same way as you got your ship, kinda like sell you the rights to salvage some of his decommissioned equipment.
Okay.
Funnily enough, those rights kinda cost about as much as the heavy weapons, but that's a
Full price.
coincidence.
Okay. Lance, which one did we want to buy?
I can give you two options and you can decide. The Lunark beam is basically an anti-vehicle laser. It rolls normally against soft targets, but against vehicles and the like, it rolls with advantage on its damage. It has 3d10 damage. And the other one is Melv's Meteor Launcher. It basically makes 3 attack rolls. Each does 3d6 damage. If you target the same creature or thing, whatever, multiple times, then you roll the damage as many times as you have targeted it, and the best roll wins. So if we shot all 3 at this golem, we would roll 3d6, 3d6, and 3d6, and the highest of these 3 rolls would be our damage roll. But we could also target 3 different golems, for example, making it flexible, but the damage is less high than the Lunark with its 3d10 and advantage on the damage against vehicles.
Also,
Those are two.
that Melf Meteor's launcher can fire to suppress, which means that you use double ammunition and you basically fire at everyone in front of your ship, and they roll a saving throw to take full damage or half damage, I think. No, wait, half damage or full damage. Yes. So, suppression weapons are very good against a lot of goons. A horde of zombies.
It's quite a decision to make. What would you lean towards?
Second one.
Yes, I think we'll go with the more flexible option.
Also the more expensive one.
Yes, that's okay. It's not very expensive. 20k.
And it's still 4, which means it's gonna work against most things I throw at you. Alright, lovely.
I have to track that the monies.
Alright, anything else you wanna purchase before you meet your parents?
Have you guys decided on how
cunning
we...
Bobby missing the most fun part of the session, shopping.
Have you guys decided on who's getting which magic items?
The magic items.
After
I shouldn't take the goggles, that's for sure.
After what you said, Miles, I think I'd be a great asset if I had either the goggles or the boots, and then I can do a lot more. I've also
modified my sniper a little bit in preparation. I want to ask Bobby to get it mastercrafted. I can now easily reload it myself with great speed. Just being able to reach a vantage point, I'm going to be top notch. So, boots or the goggles, I can be pretty good.
I think you need both.
Yeah, why not take both? And Winnell takes the weapon of warning.
What?
Yeah, I think so, because
But I
Out
have
of
this
character.
fancy dagger.
but out of character, you having high initiative is excellent for not getting interrupted
For
in
casting.
Yeah.
But that's only maybe
Sure.
you want to go late with the heal as well. But if you're gonna go early with CC and so on, that sounds good. And not getting interrupted sounds good. So why not?
Can you post it? Or...
All right.
It
Well,
sounds like a
Dan will
Oh,
give
okay.
it to us between sessions.
Cool.
Sounds like a dexterous caster is a OP build to do.
I don't know if OP is the word for
Magic
that.
is still very complicated, especially since I mean there are some really good spells, but it's still most magic feels more like support, and you don't really want to use it in combat too much. Because even damage in magic does a lot less damage than D&D, and you can basically use it only once, because on second time you take damage.
And you remember that for the next time we do combat?
What?
What you just said? That magic is not that big a deal in combat. I will remind you.
Sure.
New toys.
New toys.
I'm not saying. I didn't say it's not a big deal. It's more like you don't usually want to use it in combat.
Hype.
I do.
Hype.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, is everybody going to your parents? Last time we weren't even invited.
I think the I think I can handle being chewed out in front of my parents and seeing that we actually kind of saved Nachtschaffe and did them a favor. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm
You might
definitely
want-
flying you, Dan, but either way is fine by me. Otherwise,
Perhaps introductions, seeing the faces of the people that are accompanying me in my quest and have saved Nachtschaffen.
Oh, they might
that's
give
a
us
strong
some
word.
reputation.
A
Wouldn't mind
hero's
asking,
feast.
Well, that sounds great too. I wouldn't mind asking them too about what I'm looking for. Your parents seem to be so well known. They might have some knowledge. If they don't eat me,
Sure.
no offense.
They won't eat you. I think.
Actually, I just realized something. Maybe I don't need to be as paranoid anymore. As far as I know, I don't have any blood. So that's pretty good. I think I just found a benefit.
A loophole.
I found a loophole. Well, I'm gonna take a lie down in my room, but I'm up for that idea. I do hope we could continue that, possibly looking for this Baron from Lamia to help Winnell a bit. I'm gonna head into my room though, because if we're going to, in the future, I want to Silver Pinnacle, or even to go to Lamia or whatever. I want to read up on this guy I'm looking for. So if you need me, I'll be resting.
So you're not joining us to my parents' place?
Yeah, we're going there right now, right?
Ah, yes.
Oh, are we not going by ship? No.
Well,
We're going by graph.
the graph flyer.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll just read it on the graph. Okay.
Yeah, well, take it right on over there.
So you
Yeah.
like hop with your grapeflyer from the heavy weapons shop with your shiny new Melf launcher tied up with a bow in the back of your grapeflyer, You land.
Beautiful, beautiful.
As you open the door, there's a very pathetic but heartful like trumpet, and you see your good old friend servant like unrolling a red carpet towards your ship as he
Oh, please, please, this is all unnecessary.
unbends like this puppy excitement and happiness on his face.
Yeah, and I walk in, but I do say, please, this is all unnecessary.
Only the best for the master.
Did I go in and whisper this to him? Did one of my parents request this, or is this of the crew?
Oh, no, master, I need no reminders to treat you with the respect that Aruba deserves.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll put my hand out. We're walking by. Igor, is it? I've heard much about you. Thanks for listening soon.
Oh, a master has spoken kindly of me.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to meet you, Igor. Okay.
Alright. So, you go in. I assume you just like try and find your father straight away.
Yeah.
He.
I mean, it is breakfast for him now.
Yeah, it
isn't
is about breakfast time. So he basically like you ask his servants, and they're like, "Yeah, master is having brunch. We'll inquire whether he will receive you," and you wait for a little bit, with Igor being like excited around you. And the servants come, say, "Yep, your father will receive you." And whether you will be having breakfast with him, or, well, what time of day it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
And in you go. Bobby is not with you, but everybody else is coming, right now?
Yeah. I mean, except Bobby, Watanabe, Olg.
I'm not asking about Watanabe. Nobody ever invites Watanabe.
Okay.
At least now he has another friend that nobody ever invites.
I mean, I could level up my henchman focus and make the marshal, but
Sure. Alright. You could treat Watanabe as more than just a stat block. You just want him for his +1.
yes.
Anyway, you are led into your father's dining room, which again is like very modern. It's not castle. It's a rather small table. It's like light and bright. There's like a window, full floor to ceiling window on one side opening into the garden. It is currently illuminated by like arcane lights because it's getting dark, but your father is kind of like sitting at the table, like again, like going through his daily like reports, newspapers, so on. He acknowledges you as you come in, like as he's kind of like finishing whatever he has in his mouth, and like wipes his lips and his mustache. Miles, and your
crew. These, yeah, this is my crew, and I point them out and tell them their names. But Dalu has a fake name, and Winnell probably told me about a fake name. So yeah.
Well, it is good to finally see them in person. Mr. Avery, Mr. Fake Name A, Mr. Fake Name B. I hope the rest of your crew are in good health after your kerfuffle.
Better than yesterday. Thank you.
Wonderful. Please sit.
Message.
Sure.
Service. I come along, put breakfast, but mortal food on your plates. I mean, whatever, free food.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Vatican like folds the newspaper. I have received the majority of the report from Rick and the others. Highly worrisome. Well done. You have limited any damage to just financial damage, though we will have to re-raise those helpers from scratch, but at least nobody got hurt too much. By the way, I've heard you have apprehended the leader of this cell.
Yes, I was about to ask if you or Mother had a chance to interrogate or
Not
investigate.
yet, but there is a bounty his head, and you did take him alive, so you are liable for the full payment, for which I believe Rick has wanted to see you. I assume you have met him yet, since looking rather surprised. Well, once again, congratulations, job well done. Nachtschaffen is better for your presence. And on behalf of the ruling family, I do extend my congratulations to your family as well. And thanks. But I imagine that is not the only reason you're coming to see me in force.
No, I've actually have a few other questions and inquiries about some things.
Indubitably.
Do you know what happened? What's the fate of? Oh wait, where's his name? The Baron. It's written here somewhere. Yeah. Do you know what has become of Frederick von Hall?
Frederick von Hall. That's a famous name. The Von Halls are an extensive family. Frederick. Oh, dear. Yes, I do remember. A rather uncommon and terrifying accident. Oh well, accident is too light of a word to use. That was the last time such a crime has been committed on this land. I believe he has been moved to Dracul for sentencing, which is the common case for such situations. I am not certain whether he has been executed or worse. I would guess worse, considering the crime.
Mm-hmm.
It has been, what? Decades?
20 years.
2 decades. Oh, time does fly. You were just right. Not in front of your friends. Well, if he has not been executed, then his condition by now would be rather primitive. Any specific reason you are interested in this? It is a rather pretty uncommon topic to discuss.
Indeed, it was a very peculiar case that happened here, and as you said, it was the only crime that was committed such in the past 2 decades. On that note, however, he is, if I'm not mistaken, from Lamia, and currently ruling is Hermione von Albach. Can you tell me anything about her?
Well, not currently. She's been the Marchioness of Lamia for far longer than that. What can I tell you? She's from an old family. Thus, her opinion and approach to ruling is rather different from ours. really all the cells should go shout at Lamia instead of us. Except, of course, they know they won't last a day there. She is of the Lamian Sisterhood, which is a bloodline, as you know, of femme fatales, as they like to call themselves. Their specialty lies more in subterfuge and glamour. Their glamour far exceeds that of our family, or most families, to be fair. Well, they generally believe themselves to be superior to men. And of course, I mean they're reasoned men. They don't treat mortal men as anything. Where I and your mother rule as equals, there it's complete and absolute female monarchy. A rather a much more primeval and hedonistic approach to life after the gift. They indulge in feasts and hunts and other fleshly pleasures.
When was the last time
One-sided
you...
as they are. This?
Have you ever been there? Have you ever visited
Oh,
there?
no.
Has mother?
No, though I believe your grandmother is on good relationship with Marchioness. One moment.
Remind me, what did you want to ask, Dado?
Well, I want to ask about what was his name?
The one that's on Lamia?
Yeah, on Lamia. It was Elon New Young. Whenever you're ready, it's fine.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Pardon me, sir. I would like to request if you know about this man or know anything
Mr.
about
Fake
him.
Name B.
Oh no, it's Mr. Fake Name A. Sorry, that's my friend here. But now I show the file across the table of this guy, of Lanu Young.
That big. And like pulls it over.
He also resides in Silver Pinnacle in Lamia. And if you know about it there, well, maybe you might know anything about this man.
There is, because I haven't made it yet. Oh, that explains a lot. Fine. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, it should be not Countess. It should be Marchioness, but whatever. Yeah. He like looked through the files. How curious. How curious. No, I am afraid I am not familiar with this young man. He does not appear to be in a reason, judging by both his position and his portrait. Then again, it is a rather recent event. I fear I haven't had a chance to leave Nachtschapin for several years. Work, you understand.
I see. Well, I show him. I show him the other files, and then especially Kronu, the other one we met. And while I'm doing, I go, well, that's a pity, but that completely understandable. We might be heading there after some business with one of the crew will be moving around here and going to Lamia. There's a reason why I have to search for this man, but there are others that are similar to him. And this one here, and the one I'm showing them, I point to Kronu, we had met and there was a big incident and involving a complex feud between some groups and some Soul Union. An entire facility was destroyed. No new news on it, so I think it still is. I wonder if you had heard that news or heard about him.
One
As you may
Volos.
notice, they have. Yeah, exactly.
That was
so you did hear the news, but you see, there are some similarities between them. Maybe you even know
I do
the
see the
similarities.
similarities, and I do say, Mr. A, you have a striking resemblance to all of them as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, as I have said, I am unfamiliar with this young man. But your point is...
There is a connection possibly between myself and one or all or none of these people. And I have met this man, Kronu. I have learned some information, but I wish there was more. I'm trying to find this man now in Ilanu when we're done here. If you knew any information on any of them, or even the phenomenon you see about the similarities, it's not much to go on, but I would very much appreciate it.
Well, there is a rather advanced magic that is capable of replicating one's body, but it is supposed to be an exact copy and singular in quantity. There is a comparable spell that does that after one has perished, but again it is meant to be singular in quantity. This does not feel like magic to me. This feels more... science.
I'm just gonna go like, fuck it, and then I'm gonna...
If you
Yeah,
have paid attention to the father of this young man, he is a specialist in biotransmutation. Now that does sound like something capable of doing this, if with assistance of some advanced technology.
Mhm.
I do believe there are some ruins on Lamia. Makes one wonder.
Have you heard anything about system PX56606?
Your father is on a roll.
Good.
That is a northern sector, is it not?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I believe it is empty, or more accurately, there are no islands over there. Some...
Presumably.
another ruin? And the research station that studies it.
Yeah. Somewhat related to the academy, though it's not in the region, apparently.
Any eventful news from there in the past? And I give Dalus age.
My age?
I mean, your...
Yeah.
3 years!
Your 3-year conscience age.
Yeah.
The northern sector is rather turbulent, rich in conflict. Not as
More
what
than
has been
here.
happening. Oh, way more than here. More even than
Really?
in Arello, though not in the past 3 years, it's more events of times gone. I believe there's been another incursion of the rivers, but I doubt that has anything to do with it.
Who are the Reavers?
Oh, son. You need to freshen up your history lessons.
Out of character, should I know?
Maybe I might
yeah.
have spoken about them at session 0.
Ah. Yes, I do need to re-indulge myself in some history books. But a quick refresher.
Savage, nomadic humanoids.
All right.
Cannibalistic. Well, technically it's not cannibalism, more like man-eating? Yes, man-eating.
I see.
Well, actually cannibalistic as well, if I remember my history lessons.
Good. Any other
I'm
questions?
gonna tell him about just to add on to it. He like hesitates for a moment, and then he tells him about his body. He doesn't say his name or anything like that, but for possibly why he's connected, and he wants to ask him about this non-magic or biotransmutation that he even thinks could be a possible
Achieved.
answer. What's going on? But maybe why there's a connection. I want to tell him, add fuel to that, and tell him that my body is sort of strange. I have fears that I'm a clone. I summarize it. I don't tell him too much, and then I say I don't bleed. I say I don't
And then you
bleed.
say you don't bleed. Oh,
And
boy.
I'm like technically 3 years old, and then
He
I
listens to
leave
you
it there.
attentively. Ah, when that is disappointment, you look like such a snack.
That was shivering, but that's funny. Yeah,
Good
it's like
one,
paranoid
father.
that he's like shaking.
That is...
Don't know if you've ever heard anything like that.
I have to admit, that
everything.
sounds like rather advanced arcane thing, and makes it quite different from your friends, from your descriptions. I fear I am not a student of arcane. I have neither read nor watched it.
Nor played League of Legends.
Though I hear it is rather exciting.
Well, I'm glad you let me know. It was just to see if you'd heard of anything like it. Yeah, I appreciate.
If
Appreciate
you are
your time.
curious about the sophistry of arcane, then the academy will be your best course of action on this plane at the very least. I could refer you to my friends on the plane on the prime material, and well, the Lamian Sisterhood are rather skilled practitioners of arcane themselves.
Oh.
Though I would advise you against bringing such knowledge to their attention. That would make you a valuable addition to their collection.
Oh God.
They are rather old-fashioned and backward. I think that is the word.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Again?
Well, I'm glad that we're.
I said politely put.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're not going to Lamia immediately.
Well, you do
And
have an advantage considering none of you are in a reason. You are mortals, though,
mhm.
as far as I can tell, men, all of you. Apologies, I do not like to presume we are rather tolerant here on Nachtschaffen, but at least outwardly.
Okay.
Very well.
Thanks for your time. It's very
Um,
informative.
Yes. How's sister been doing in the past month? Right, it has been a month.
A bit longer than that, but as well as it could go, I'd say. Again, it has been just a month. Still getting used to new diet, new everything, really. Your nephew, though, is growing up quite nicely, has passed that unstable period. We are rather optimistic about the future. Really,
Is she more stable now in her thirst?
not too bad, not quite where I wanted. Then again, it takes years for the young ones to take control of their habits. Speaking of which, has your own thirst subsided in your adventures? Perhaps one vice replaced the other?
Hmm.
I have noticed that you were rather reluctant during our last toast.
It has ups and downs.
Should we ask?
It's far less than what you remember.
Oh, that is a rather significant improvement, is it not?
You could say that.
Well, I would love to talk to you more and find out what has transpired. Your latest trip, including your meeting with the Baron. But looks like Mr. V is about to fall off the edge of his seat.
Am I here?
No, you're not there.
No, you're not
okay.
there.
Mr. V is not Bobby. Mr. V is because I said Dalu is fake name A and Winnell is fake name B. Are you all right there?
Fine.
Oh, well, yes, I won't keep you from the rest of your day. Probably very busy, but I do appreciate you making time for us and answering our questions.
Hey, should we ask Miles' father about the guy in the prison for more details?
We did.
Vampire? You did already. I misheard.
He doesn't know what happened.
Okay, that's fine.
My opinion. I mean, there are other things you might want to ask, but up to you.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Same.
Sucks for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm totally gonna remember once we're like in the very northern part of the map.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess we'll take our leave. Thank you again. I think it's best, and I turn towards the crew that's there. It's best if I greet my sister alone. Wait for me outside, please.
Yeah, of course.
Sure thing.
Go outside. You alright,
We'll
Winnow?
wait by the graph wire.
Yeah,
Good.
I think I'm fine. I just realized something. But let's wait for Miles to get back.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll go and look for my sister.
Right.
Okay.
Make me notice wisdom check.
Notice wisdom.
Oh dear. Yeah, you start. To be fair, your house is not that big, relatively. But you can like start going around, like asking around, and like people have seen her around, but everybody's like, yeah, she passed like there like 5 minutes ago, and you like go there, and somebody's like, yeah, she passed here like 4.5 minutes ago, and you're like, just like it's like she's always like a band ahead of you.
Step away.
Yeah. And you kind of like find yourself reaching more and more like secluded portions of the mansion in your attempt to retrace her footsteps before you actually like descend into the basement. And it is kind of chilling here because like wine cellars, some other cellars, plus both of your parents' bedrooms are actually below ground. Like again, like vampires tend to prefer like more chill sleeping spaces, and like you basically like go down the hallway, like open the door, look inside, close the door, and your sister's right in front of you.
Oh, hey there. Startled me a bit.
Well. The prodigal son returns. Never thought I'd get to use that phrase in such a literal meaning, brother.
Thank you. I came actually to congratulate you.
Did you?
Indeed.
She can like half smiles, half scowls, showing rather long, pale white teeth. A new addition to her yes, medical card. I've been hearing all the news about your travels, your achievements, all. Right, I didn't hear anything really. Wasting our parents' money again, are you?
Actually, no. All on my own.
Well, I guess you do have a conscience.
Sometimes. I hear from Father you're faring well with your new transformations and your urges. It's good.
And you still smell of elderberries. It seems that electric access to our parents' basement has rather worsened your plate.
Well, it's less than what it was. But your sense of smell probably got stronger.
To my great displeasure.
When is Julian supposed to go through the transformation?
Time. In due time, dear brother. When are you?
Only time will tell.
Well, I am quite curious in taking a gander at guesstimating. Why don't you accompany me for a bit of a trial? And she
Trial?
opens the door that he was standing next to, which was to I mean, calling it a training area is a bit too much, like a tiny armory or something. And she puts a hand gently on your shoulder and very so slightly pushes you ahead, which almost causes you to stumble.
Do you feel empowered? Sister, I don't think you have. I mean, your eyesight should be better, but I'm not in my prime currently. My prime state. I don't know if
I
you've
would
heard the
not
news.
require you more than your frail body can take. And the door behind you, and she walks past rows of old school swords and axes and glaives. She reaches out, picks up a broad axe, does an experimental swing, puts it back, with one hand.
It's like a Zweihander.
Not quite that big, but still a pole axe basically. And she goes, "It is funny how much this gift does for one's equality. How swiftly it breaks the barriers. When we were little, we had everything, we thought. The best education, the best training, the best equipment our parents could offer us. I've spent hours training with a sword to be as swift and as skillful as my teacher. And still there was nothing I could do about my reach or my leverage. You were a man. You spend hours drinking instead of using your natural born talent. Well, now I am no weaker than you. And I am curious about
Probably
how
stronger.
little time you put into honing your skills, your adventure. Arm yourself, brother. Let's have at it. Like the childhood, till first blood, no further.
Oh fuck.
I
We
will
leveled up,
give you
right?
a handicap. Oh, you did level up, though you're still at
Okay.
very low hit point.
I know. But my mage blade is now considerably stronger.
Sure.
I'll wait till she picks up the weapon. I want to see which one she takes.
She picks up a parrying dagger.
A parrying dagger.
Yeah. Short weapon with a large curved guard for catching weapon.
Mm. I go to the other. I don't know how big this training ground is, but I go to the other side of where she's standing.
10 by 10.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter much, but I'll Oh man. How do I want to do this? No, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die.
Cause
Right.
of death. Sister has remembered all the childhood abuse.
Me? What abuse have I ever done to her?
I never said that you've done any abuse to her.
Oh,
And
yeah, she
wanted
did
to
to
do
me.
more of it.
Okay. Do you mind if I take one of my own weapons, instead of whatever's here in this arsenal?
Of course. Though I wonder how much success you'll have fighting with a broken bottle.
No, it's not a broken bottle. It's and then he summons the blade. It's soulless.
Really?
I'm that cliche.
Well, I dub thee Mrs. Duthpick. Come at me, brother. I will give you the benefit of the first try.
Okay.
And she basically is gonna, as an instant action, takes the whatever I call like defensive stance or whatever.
Which means?
Her AC is increased. She's basically taking a dodge action or whatever.
Okay. Miles, standing at the other edge of the room. Solace disappears. It's invisible now. And it's a ranged attack with a +2. So.
+2
I mean-
is that thingy?
Okay, so every odd number, retroactively even taking,
Mhm.
you can increase one of things. So I took, it's invisible,
Mhm.
it has a range of 1 kilometer, and +1/+1.
+1/+1 to hit?
Yeah, so 1, 3 to hit and damage. So 1, 3, 5,
You can do
7.
that. I made it the +2 weapon.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Invisible.
it is,
kilometer.
1d10 +1, and now has a +2, so it's a +12 to hit, and it's
Wait.
1d10 +3. Oh, and the shock damage is pretty good.
Nice.
But I'm not using shock because she has a lot of AC.
Okay. Yeah, I think you chose wrong upgrades, but okay.
Really? You would have taken the AC upgrade?
I would have 100% taken at least one shock AC upgrade, because right now your shock is what, 15?
15, yeah.
Yeah, like if you took
then it
an
makes it
upgrade, it would have been
17.
17. It means you kill any goon on a miss. Now you don't kill a goon that is wearing a 16 or more armor. But you made your choices.
Yeah. But
All
I
right.
have a +2.
Sure, you have a
And it's
+2.
1 kilometer.
And it's 1 kilometer. I'm sure that's gonna come in very handy.
I haven't updated the mage blade, just add like 2 to the hit, 2 to the damage.
Sure.
So 20 to hit and 15 damage. I have a +12 to hit now.
Do you?
Yeah,
5, 8.
because I roll with charisma.
Alright, because you roll with charisma. 10, 12. Okay. Yeah, sure.
This blade doesn't use the brute strength of a man or the dexterous build of a woman. It uses my decor.
So she begins to react to like this invisible blade that appeared basically right next to her. And
It didn't appear. It's invisible.
well, I mean, it still needs to appear next to her to attack at her. It's just invisible. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Mhm.
And she like kind of catches it, but not quite, as She must have misjudged the distance, and you see your sword nick her on the cheek. And she kind of goes,
Oh, fuck.
Lovely.
I am so
Just
dead now. At least I
lovely.
did that.
Is your
Yeah, you cut
headset
her
all
headphones
right?
off.
Is your headset
Oh
all right?
no.
Alright. And, like, she slowly begins to turn her head back as you, like, see a slight smoke from her cheek as the wound just, like, disappears.
First blood, right?
You always
You're
used...
muted.
Am
Okay.
I? Can you
No,
hear
no,
me
no.
now?
But we didn't hear the right.
You always used to think with your dick. Now you figured a way to swing your sword with it. And she disappears. You just see something rush towards you.
I am braced for damage.
You think in your head, oh, as the room in front of you explodes in dust, and you hear this loud crunch of flesh, and as the dust gently settles, you see your father standing in front of you, basically face planting your sister in the ground, which has anime cratered. And
Okay.
you're hearing the sound of basically her skull reforming as you hear like guttural snarling and her hand trying to claw at you. Your father goes, well, son, I think that has been rather educational.
Indeed. I was trying to be very polite.
Well, your sister has complicated personality. I might have spoiled her a little bit before we got you. But, you know, strong, independent women, that's the nature of our family.
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be a good lesson for both of you. She's just like, and I believe it is better if I'll leave the room and
Mm-hmm.
you like feel there's like a cut on your cheek that is like slightly bleeding right now.
Touche. And I'll leave the room. Shaking.
You're like,
Uh-huh. Yeah, basically.
well, I didn't
Yeah,
even get to use
I-
any of my legendary actions.
The fuck that?
10 out of 10 acting.
Legendary actions? I mean, you're fighting a
I'll,
vampire.
Vampire. I'll emerge outside where they're waiting near the gravel flyer, and Miles is paler than what he usually is. I mean, he is pale, but now even more. Like, yeah, that was awesome. She liked my congratulations. Let's go.
As
Cool, let's
vampires
go.
bleed.
Oh, it's nothing. I
You're
It's
not
nothing.
a vampire yet. Okay. Just checking.
No, not yet.
As I'm getting the graphflyer off the ground and back towards our ship, I'm gonna ask Winnel. Winnel, what did you mention you wanted to? Which dots did you connect earlier? For Miles or for yourself?
Well, quite the opposite. More like the dots stopped connecting because at this point I'm not sure if I want to find out if there's anything else to it with my parents, because if there's for one, the vampire is apparently we can't talk to him, and even if we found out one is alive, I don't want to get my hopes up, because essentially then they abandoned me, and I have no interest in reconnecting with them.
That doesn't need to be true. There could be many circumstances that might explain that. Yeah.
Didn't the file suggest that they found 2 bodies but he claimed that he killed only one.
Yeah, so something doesn't add up, but
And the fire wasn't an accident, it was
arson. Yeah.
killed. Yeah, something doesn't quite add
Oh,
up.
and
I do.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a vampire would start a fire.
Like for heating your house, we have servants.
A fire that could kill you.
No, I don't think. I think vampires can kill more discreetly than fire.
So yeah. I mean, I don't see a scenario where if one of them is alive, they couldn't have reached out.
Is there more we can do to uncover the full story?
I mean, we
connect more points.
Honestly, I get the feeling whatever they were working on is pretty much, I think, connected to today's or yesterday's events. But if they're with this group, then I can't get behind that any longer, so I'm not that fanatical, and I can't understand how someone can put a cause like this above their own family. I mean, in a way I can understand, but I don't want to have anything to do with these people, honestly. I mean, I once thought I guess I would have helped them at some point, but I don't think the world is as black and white as they say, and you're good proof of that. So never thought I would talk to vampires, but I think you can be talked to, and anything else will just lead to war, and at some point this has to stop. Because what they want is just to pretty much kill you all, and yeah, like a lot of revenge.
That actually makes me very happy to hear that. I was hoping to change a bit of your perspective about the Red Dawn, or specifically vampires, by visiting here.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think it's wrong, and have many issues with that. But I've seen how I supposed allies, the Sun Elves like Melty, and can be just as bad or even worse. So at this point, I pretty much hate all of them, or dislike, say. And I don't want to pick a side. I choose something in between.
and I am that something in between. I do have allegiance to my family.
So far, yeah. I mean, I like what we're doing.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Why not? But should I put this? I honestly, I think I should get a better name than fake name B. I'll
Most
work on
definitely.
that because I don't
Those-
want to be like the rectifier. That's kind of weird. In Red Dawn territory, with a vampire captain to be soon to be
Soon.
doesn't fit.
I don't think it would be anytime soon. Even if I do complete my adventures, there's still the matter of finding someone special and raising a family.
Well, that's part of the deal.
Yes, of course.
Actually,
Only,
quite nice.
only once we have children and they're, well, once we do have children and we have we will have children only when we find the correct partner. Only then we will be eligible.
Well, maybe we should start dating.
I've tried.
I don't
once
know.
with,
His previous
yeah.
attempt
I mean,
still has me a little salty.
I guess my love interest either end up trying to kill me or end up dead.
Maybe for a change both next time.
I
We
hope
could chill.
not.
We could still change it to both for the last time.
You can change them to. Oh, you can change it to they all end up dead.
No personal grudges against her.
Like at this point, Miles, you have like this thought in your head that you get a feeling that actually your mother would have approved of Thalassa.
Thalassa, yeah. Fuck her.
did she backstab you? Yes, mother.
Yes, she did.
What an excellent taste in women you have.
Oh, oh, she's perfect material. A Genasi vampire.
I assume you at this point understand like that there is more than just ability in the way your family likes to choose their partners based on parents, on your sister. There is a plan there.
Yep. Can't be given to just good-hearted people.
Well, that's not the only thing.
Normal people.
Normal people make terrible rulers. Right. Well, I do want to connect one thing, is that it's not that you can't go to Dracul, it's just rather complicated and you have to figure out a way to go there. But yeah. Are you going to go visit Rikrik one more time, or?
Yes, there's a bounty to be collected.
There is a bounty to be collected. Alright.
What did you do while I was away? Did you go bounty hunting without me being conscious?
No, it's the bounty
you
on
bitches.
We said how we'll go bounty hunting without our head bounty hunter. That'd be a challenge.
Yeah, I would be proud of you if you did that.
No, but
it was
the captain,
paladin guy.
Yeah, the paladin had a bounty on his head.
Oh,
apparently.
that's nice.
Yes.
And you
And
took
we
him
bought the
alive.
heavy weapon for you to use.
Yes, and we took him alive.
By the way,
Back to
he
the sound of that.
cannot use a heavy weapon vote for him because that's not a mech heavy.
No, I mean like when when we were flying the graph flyer.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So you bought weapons for the graph flyer?
One weapon, yes.
One,
It only has place for one.
That's cool.
No.
Bobby, would you mind? I've been prepping my sniper. Could you do the same thing you did to our Mac pistols to my sniper rifle?
Where am I?
On the
We're in
ship.
the
Are
ship.
we back?
Oh,
we're
in
back.
the
we're on the
ship?
ship.
Okay.
We're on the
okay.
ship.
Okay. How much time has passed? I have no idea.
Only one day so far.
So,
We've done shopping. We've done talking.
Okay, could I have worked on maintenance for Buddy?
Sure.
Cool. This also restores the power back to 24 hours, right?
That does that, yes. Also, I assume you wanted to repair him. I don't remember how long how quick you can do that. Because you basically need to repair him.
Let me check. Yeah. I'll go back to you.
And that's gonna, I believe, dig quite deeply into your parts.
What can you do to melee
We have
weapons?
2 pre-tech components. Still, is that what you're talking about?
Maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know.
Right?
I still have 2 written down that we have.
Sorry, is anyone talking to me? I'll figure it out. The cost of maintenance later.
I wanted to ask if there's anything you can do for either armor or melee weapons.
Sure, I can build a laser pointer on it at this rate. Oh, I don't know about your range. Never mind.
1 kilometer.
No, actually, you would need a scope. And
Miles, there is nothing you can do to Solus that is not part of your focus.
No, not Solus. I wasn't talking about Solus. I was talking about Suncutter.
If I let you modify Solus, I might as well say,
no, that's okay.
all right, so you face a combat encounter, Miles wins, let's keep moving.
Yeah. No, Solus is good. But Suncutter. I was talking about Suncutter.
Like, for example, I don't think it applies to melee weapons because I think they're like different modifiers. But for example, if you could do the +2 damage, like the boosted modifier that Bobby has on his gun, on a sword, like I don't think it works, but if you could, like that +2 damage would apply to shock as well. For example. So you can boost your shock quite a bit.
Yeah, boosted doesn't say it has to be a ranged weapon.
Really? Okay.
The weapon has been tuned for greater damage output, adding 2 damage to it.
Oh, there you go.
To the damage it does.
There you go. Alright. So
I mean, I guess I can do things to it.
Alright. So you'll think about that between the sessions, and as well as whatever you do at level 7, and all of you will send me again the information you picked. Also, I would really appreciate if you send me the description so that I don't have go looking into the book after that. Anyway, yeah, so you go to the police precinct, and they do recognize you like a lot quicker than they did previously. It seems that Rikik has sent word around, plus, I mean, there was like half a dozen officers surviving that saw what you did to that thing. Which as Ricky has described it, the best how to call it,
rocket launching
no.
range.
How to call it? It's not really embezzlement, but like what he basically gave you the weapons. It's like he did technically steal government resources. But in any case, best embezzlement ever. Totally worth it. Anyway, so you do actually like find him talking to a rather large group of police officers who look to be much heavier armored and armed than the ones that you fought with previously. Like those who are dressed in more like day-to-day police uniform, like maybe like a light vest, side gun. These ones are like full body armor, rifles, full equipment, helmets, so on. And you basically like see him explaining. I was just checking if I lagged out completely. He is explaining to them what is going on, who are the children of the sun, why you are arresting them, what equipment they might possess, and like the one person, I guess, catching attention among those officers, and like all of them have letters SRT on their like uniform. Is a young-looking woman with young-looking half-orcish woman, judging by the tusks and the shape of the nose and the ears, with ash gray skin. She has like basically like the commander's markings on her uniform, but she looks to be like 25 or so, which is really young for basically like a leader of this unit. And most strikingly is her eyes are amber in color, like a deep contrast to her gray, like almost like monochromatic skin. And with her helmet off, she has her hair like completely shaved off on the sides, and her hair are braided, turning it a very, very, very long braid that kind of goes over her shoulder and down. But her hair are almost glowing on her head, and the best description you can have is it's like embers. They're like changing in intensity and then go down to duller, and almost like charcoal black at the tip of the braid. And like as you bring attention to yourself, Ricky kind of like, hello, greetings, you have come. Yes, it's good, pleasant to see you. You have come for your reward bounty, yes?
Indeed. We've heard there was a bounty on said Paladin Zealot.
After what they have done yesterday, there is indeed a reward bounty on that zealot thing. Your communication device thing?
Yeah.
He like takes out his, like taps out like a couple commands, and you basically like, get a receipt of like bounty by Nachtschaffen Police Department, like capture of dangerous like so and so great criminal, blah 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 blah. Captured alive, 100,000 credits.
Selim is happy. Selim is pleased.
Yeah. Like Ricky kind of turns back and goes, sire, let me introduce you to our commander of the special response team. Commander... Names are hard. Esna.
Etna. A pleasure meeting you.
She like smiles, showing a bit more of her tasks, and like takes off the glove, and you see that beneath the glove her like arms are charcoal black with like glowing lines on them. And like for a moment she kind of goes for a handshake and like stops. I keep forgetting that not everybody is as fire resistant as my family is. Kind of puts the glove back on and offers you a handshake again. I'm Commander Etna.
You are lagging
a bit.
Which bit?
Okay, yeah, I was about to ask in Discord.
Starting
Dan,
from where?
you're lagging.
Dan, you cutting
Robot.
Maybe hear us.
Maybe probably delayed.
Test. Better?
Yep.
Okay, so she took off her glove. She has streak.
1 second. Let's check if this works.
No, still
robot
pretty
again.
laggy.
1, 2,
I mean, we heard
3,
that.
4, 5. All good? No?
There's a
Lagging?
lag between the video and the sound for me, but if the rest say it's okay, then it's okay.
What did I say? Yeah, she took off her glove. And like beneath the glove, her arms, or like her hands, are charcoal black with glowing like lines through them. Again, like like fucking hell.
You're lagging again.
Right, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, no timer in that case. Yeah, so she took off her gloves, and beneath the gloves, her arms are charcoal black with glowing lines, like like a burnt out wooden log. And like for a moment, she reaches out it for a handshake and like retracts quickly and goes, "I'm sorry, my lord. I keep forgetting not everybody here is fire resistant." Puts the glove back on and like offers you for a handshake again. "Pleasure to meet you, my lord. I'm Commander Aether, leader of the special response team. We'll be dealing with the rest of those bastards you apprehended yesterday."
Thank you very much. It is good to know that they're in good hands.
"Not as good as yours. I've seen reports of what you've done. It's incredible, that's what it is."
Any Ruber would do the same for Nachtschaffen.
"Of course. But it is not often you get to meet one. It is an honor."
And mine as well. I'm not fire resistant.
Then you better stop training, buddy.
I'm sending in Discord how she looks like and the correct spelling of her name, if my internet sends it through.
Oh, maybe I will take it up with Lucas's offer.
Right. Yeah, she is half orc, half fire genasi.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dating.
Yes, she is quite hot.
I don't know. The last Genasi, it was the last Genasi experience kind of burnt.
Previously, you've drowned and lost. Now get burnt by it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So Ricky gives a couple more comments and like walks over to you. One more thing, sire. I have missed to say yesterday. Yes.
Say what? What to say yesterday?
A piece of news information that is related to the case file of your friend.
Yes,
I
of course.
see is not here present. In either case, as you might have understood, guessed, the man you've apprehended, Petro Miltadis, has long, far time ago been part of the Sun Children. Before the reformation after the demise of your friend's family. Miltadis had a sibling, a brother. Well, has a sibling brother by the name of Orestes Raptus. Let me 20. He has abandoned the organization long time ago, yes. He has not been part of the children of the... But from what I understand, he has been there with your friend's parents, progenitors. I had intended to offer you to talk to him to help catch Miltadis. It is no longer necessary or needed.
I would appreciate, though, having a meeting with him.
He is a civilian. He has a place abode at. He gives you basically a upscale merchant street in Nachtschaffen. I have good reasons to believe that he has no current connections with the He has no
No.
love, happiness for his brother.
And when did he leave his organization? How long ago?
I cannot say.
I see.
He has been inspected, interrogated after the murder, but by then he has already left Khan.
But nevertheless, I think it's worth asking around, asking questions for him, just in case.
And if you find
The
anything
very-
in the hideout shelter of the children, I will get in touch with you, sire.
Please do. Also, I know this must be maybe confidential, whatever you find out from the interrogation of Maltadis. But I will probably take you up on that in the future. Hopefully, you could supply with answers that are not confidential.
It all depends on on the success of your quest endeavor, sire.
Thank you.
We're all holding fingers for you here.
Appreciated. I'm touched. Well, it's been a pleasure. Now, shake Ricky's hand and have a nod towards her, the half Genasi, half orc. Look at the crew. Anything you want to add?
No, I don't think so.
Bobby, please calm yourself down. The last time you had such levels of excitement, you went unconscious.
I'll just giggle to myself and say,
You hear a robotic giggle.
If your pulse remains elevated, I might have to administer sedative.
Ah, that's not necessary, buddy. Oh well. I've got nothing to add. Nothing productive, at least.
Alright. Well, you leave the department, and honestly, you seem to have decided to abandon like the next 8 pages of adventure I have written. So
Because we didn't talk to Ethan. Ethan.
No, because apparently Winnow is no longer interested in pursuing the mystery of his family. So what do you do next session?
I don't think
I
it's 100% off. There's a possibility. We'll see what Winner
Yeah, I
decides.
still wanted to talk to Winnell about that,
Yeah.
so that might still be in the books. And
But
if not,
maybe-
we can always prepare for our journey to Lamia as well if he doesn't. I mean, I think we're definitely gonna look into that, right? Into this brother of the zealot, and then see where that goes, and if Winnow's still interested in going further with it, and if not, we can investigate for Lamia and go there.
Alright. Well, in this case, this is where we're gonna end the session for tonight.